I'm so sick of watching people drag their feet. And clearly this happened in 2000. So they've been dragging their feet for a damn long time. For those that don't know, most children that go missing under these type of conditions are killed within the first 48 hours. So to wait 10 days to bring on the FBI and the SBI, inexcusable. It's laziness, incompetence. The first day that they did a search and they didn't find anything and they had no answers, they should immediately have called the FBI on board. Listen, we have nothing. Our hands are tied. We need your investigative tools. It's as simple as that. These damn hillbillies in damn Shelby. Listen, I love Shelby, don't get me wrong. But they do things
From The Simpsons?
differently, you know? These small towns, they operate differently.
Shelbyville.
That's why we have the FBI and the State Bureau of Investigation, to bring them in when local law enforcement are incapable or incompetent of doing their job. So the mother was able to figure out what Asia had taken with her out of her bedroom the night that she went missing. Investigators believe she had planned and prepared for this departure over several days preceding her disappearance. She's not your typical runaway, the SBI agent Bart said.
This was at home to her because she ran away and she's had to deal with the SBI.
Another expert of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children noted that most children who run away are at least 12. And that's not necessarily true, but yeah, older. An FBI agent also pointed to the lack of an issue she might have been running away from, such as his dysfunctional family or poor academic performance. Still, investigators believe that she was most likely the explanation for her own departure, but for some reason she either got off track or was abducted. She was featured on the Montel Williams Show, America's Most Wanted, and the Oprah Winfrey Show. Listen, let me tell you something. Somebody knows something. A family member, a sister, a cousin, a brother, an uncle. Somebody knows something in Shelby, North Carolina, and you need to tell investigators. It's been 25 years. Somebody knows something, and all it would take was a tip from somebody who actually knew something to get this case solved. So in March of 2000, police erected a full-size color billboard featuring Degree's image and identifying information along Highway 18, right where she was last seen. In May of 2001, stock car racing driver Travis Kittleson featured an image of Degree on the hood of his car for an event in Concord, North Carolina. Y'all, it's so sad. I'm sorry. It's fucked up. I mean, it really goes to show how they don't know how to do their damn job. In August of 2001, Asia's book bag and other items were discovered during a construction project off of Highway 18 in Burke County near Morganton, about 26 miles north of Shelby. It was wrapped in 2 black trash bags. The worker who found it said that the book bag contained Asia's name and Asia's phone number. The FBI took it into the laboratory in Quantico, Virginia for further forensic analysis. Results from that testing have not been shared publicly. To date, it is the last evidence found in the case. Hold on one second. So I had read that that book bag was 30 feet under the ground, and now I can't find that. And now it's saying that it was covered in plastic bags and it was found 18 months after her disappearance. I'll circle back to that. I'll find the article that talked about how the book bag was 30 feet under the soil. If that's the case, as I said, if you've ever tried to dig deep into the soil, you can't get but a couple feet down before you hit hard ass dirt. You would need some kind excavator, a dump, what's that with the claw that digs? I don't know. You'd need something to dig down that deep. I'm going to go back in a minute and see if I can find that. But from the initial report that I read, that book bag was deep down in the ground. And if that's the case, someone, and clearly, if someone wrapped the book bag in 2 black trash bags and buried it, they were trying to dispose of it. I mean, they weren't, going to treasure hunt for it later. They were clearly trying to conceal the book bag and get rid of it. And I think that they should look more into that construction site, who was on that construction site, who was working that construction site, maybe even the 2 years prior to the book bag being found. You think they've done that? I highly doubt it. To date, this is the last evidence found on the case, which was in 2001. That's the last scrap of evidence, was the book bag. I mean, this is a cold case because, I mean, it's like ice cold, okay? They literally have no evidence. All they have is a few eyewitnesses that claim that it might have been Asia walking down the road, her book bag, some candy wrappers in a shed, and that's it. It's sad. Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. For many years afterwards, leads turned out to be dead ends. In 2004, acting on a tip reportedly received from an inmate at the county jail, the sheriff's office began digging into an intersection in Lawndale. The bones that were found turned out to be from an animal. In 2005, Degree's image was featured on the work vehicles of 2 North Carolina companies, ServPro, a water cleanup and restoration service, and the Republic GDS, a waste pickup service. Republic GDS, our area president, he said, "We're doing this for one reason and one reason only, and that is to find Asia Degree. Then we can move forward and help other missing children as well." The age-progressed photo of Degree created by the FBI was featured on 28 vehicles for a period of 30 to 60 days. And unfortunately, I feel like that effort is being wasted because I don't believe that she's alive. I understand why they do that, because, they do find missing children sometimes that are adults now that were kidnapped and they didn't even know they were kidnapped, or they were switched at birth at the hospital. There's so many crazy ways, and there's reasons for these progressed aged photos, and I'm grateful for that technology. So her family has went on to establish a scholarship in her name for deserving local students. In 2008, they started this foundation in honor of her. They host an annual walk to raise awareness and money to fund their search. And it looks like the walk starts at their home and it ends at a missing persons billboard for Asia along Highway 17, where she was last seen. So it looks like her parents have been very vocal over the years, even as, even in recent years, they're still fighting to get answers. In 2013, the mother interviewed with Jet and said that her daughter's disappearance had not gotten as much media attention over the years as some other subjects, other cases of missing children. And she said that she thought that it was because Asia was black. Missing white children get more attention, she said. I don't understand why. I know if you ask them, they will say it's not racial. Oh, really? I'm not going to argue that because I have common sense, says the mother. It's not in her benefit that her child went missing in North Carolina, and then, race absolutely plays a huge factor in what the media picks up and what the media does not pick up, and that's wrong. In February of 2015, the FBI announced that the FBI agents, Cleveland County Sheriff's Office investigators, and the SBI agents were re-examining the case and re-interviewing witnesses. You don't have a whole new list of witnesses? Because I do. Don't understand. A whole new list of suspects. There's I can literally just imagine there's at least 50 or 70 people that they need to interview, and I wonder if they've done that. Mainly people that worked at that construction site. Who had access to that land? Let's start there. Surely they're doing that, right? So they're looking to, they're actually offering a $25,000 reward. That's life-changing money, honey. So if you know something, don't be stupid. You better snitch, snitch, snitch. 25 grand? Honey.
25
That's a
grand.
home. You can buy a home with that. Nice down payment. A community
Brooke,
group.
you can
So
make
the
25 grand.
FBI is offering
You too.
$25,000, and then a community group is offering
You knew
an
what the fuck
additional
you were doing.
$20,000. So altogether,
Huh?
$45,000. The FBI announced 15 months later, in May of 2016, that their reinvestigation of the case had turned up a possible new lead. They disclosed that Asia may have been getting into a dark green early 1970s Lincoln Continental Mark V, or possibly a Ford Thunderbird from the same era. That is a green car picture that they've posted. It looks like something my grandma would have drove. Shit, it's on that phone. I'm sorry. It's an old Lincoln Continental car that looks like somebody's grandma would have drove. It was described as having rust around the wheel wells. You know, and it's like this. Like, somebody knows somebody that had that car. That's what I'm saying. Somebody knows something. Somebody knows that their uncle, their great creepy uncle, Tommy, drove a green Lincoln Continental 1972. They know that. And they know that they had rust around the wheel wells. And somebody is just not coming forward. That car stands out like a sore thumb. It's like this baby shit green color. You can't miss it.
Back when they were making cars baby shit green, remember those times?
Somebody knows something. In September of 2017, the FBI announced that its child abduction rapid deployment team was in Cleveland County to assist the investigation and provide on-the-ground investigative, technical, behavioral analysis, and analytical support to find out more about what happened to Asia. The team worked alongside the FBI Charlotte employees, CCSO investigators, and North Carolina's SBI agents for 10 days. And they also meet several times a month.
Oh, Kenneth. Kenneth.
To go over the latest on the investigation. Since September of 2017, local agents and investigators have conducted approximately 300 interviews. So I guess they're interviewing people. Clearly not the right people.
What's going on, critter?
Oh. Jesus.
Early 999.
In October of 2018, the CCSO detectives appealed for information to the public about 2 items of interest that were found in Asia's book bag. McElliot's Pool, a children's book by Dr. Seuss, which was borrowed from the Falston Elementary School library in early 2000, and a New Kids on the Block concert t-shirt. An investigator said that these items were vital clues. In November of 2020, an inmate named Marcus Malone, who had been convicted of sex crimes against children 6 years earlier, wrote a letter to the Shelby Star claiming that Degree was murdered and he knew where to find her. 2 months later, Cleveland County Sheriff Alan Norman announced that his claims had led to another dead end. What a waste of taxpayers' money. That's another thing with these cases. You have all these weirdos in jail trying to come out and admit that they killed people, and it just takes up more taxpayers' money because these investigators are then using their resources to go hunt down dead end leads that are fake.
It's like a drama queen without the queen. I want to see what happens to this.
In September of 2024, a search warrant was executed by the CCSO and the FBI in relation to the case. A news release from the sheriff's office said the warrant was issued based on physical evidence. No human remains were recovered, but multiple items of interest, including a green 1964 AMC Rambler, were taken from the site. The search warrant indicates that authorities believe Degree has been a homicide victim and that her body has been concealed. On February 13th of 2025, which was just like a few months ago, the CCSO executed 3 search warrants, seizing cell phones from a local man and 2 of his children. Interesting. 5 days later, the warrants were made public and included text messages exchanges between the subjects that were obtained from a search warrant the previous October. Well, why didn't you list them in here, you damn dummies? On October 4th, a property once owned by a prominent figure in the investigation was searched by investigators. That's all you got for me? You gonna end with that and not tell me more? You dirty. All right, so let me, side note. What's the date? April 4th of 2025. April, shit, my brain. I swear to God, did you see how quick I lost that? I lost it that quick. 4th. 2025. Whose property?
Brooke doesn't even turn chat on anymore. Well, maybe for like a minute, and then she turns it off. When I got here today, chat was already off.
On April 4th of 2025, multiple agencies, including the FBI, the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, searched a property in Lincoln County as part of an investigation. Okay, but who? The search was conducted at a location near Cherryville, North Carolina, and the current property owner consented to the search, confirming that he is not connected with the ongoing investigation. Ooh, who used to live there? Damn, I wish I could find that property. If I could find the house, you can pull property records and see who their suspect is.
You need to, like, stop reading so much fucking news, man.
It's whoever lived there previous is why they're searching the property.
I'm losing my truck. Everything's going to shit. Let's read all these bad news stories. I guess, I don't know. Does these stories make her feel better about her life? Is that what it is?
The case has been ongoing for over 25 years, and the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office has increased the reward. It's almost $45,000. 20 from the community, and then another 25 from, I think, the FBI or Crime Stoppers. Hold on one second. I'm gonna see if it tells me in one of these articles. There's the house. There's the property that they searched.
Why do you put cheese slices in your messages, Lily? I don't know what those are. I call them cheese slices.
Lots of woods. God, it's a pain in the ass, man. So this is in Cherryville, North Carolina on Friday, the 4th of April of this year. Multiple agencies, blah, blah, blah. They just print the same bullshit. The property located at 6020 NC 182 Highway is just 3 miles north of Cherryville and contains several buildings along Highway 274 and NC 182. It is directly across from the Northbrook Fire Department in Cherryville. In a press release, they said that they were searching it. The current property owner gave consent for the search and is not connected to the ongoing investigation. So it sounds like somebody lived there prior and they're looking at that person. They think that person would be their main suspect. They would not go out and search this property unless they thought that there was a body on it. I'm getting chill bumps. I wonder who owned that property prior to the new property owners. Because that's their main suspect, it appears, as of 2 months ago. The release further emphasizes that no further information.
That's a good face to pause on. She's frozen. Can I grab this before she unfreezes? We did it. Oh no, is it broken now? Home now. Why? Did her phone die? Her phone might have died. I was gonna play video games. Brooke! Like video game gooner. Brooke! Hold on, let me refresh it. Maybe this will fix it. No, that made it worse. Now it's just a black screen spinning. Whoops. Oopsie doopsies! That's what I mean. How did she go so many years? Well, at least 2 years without your phone overheating all the time. She's not even in Florida. The fuck, man? Alright. Dun, 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 dun. Whoa. She's back.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Yeah.
The font. By Apple, they said. The font.
I'm gonna put that on the bingo card. By Apple, they said.
It's trash. Apple is trash. This is bullshit. Hogwash. Do you hear me?
Oh, great. Now we're gonna fucking wind in our ear.
I took it out of the case to see if that'll help.
Why would... If the glass is heating up, wouldn't the
I can't win.
case help him?
Hashtag can't win. I'm like the opposite of Charlie Sheen. I'm always losing.
Use another phone.
Oh God, y'all remember that epic interview? He's like, I'm winning. He was not winning. He was
Maybe they're
not
sim
winning.
locked actually.
Oh.
Maybe the phones are locked to the carriers because she hasn't paid them off, and maybe she can't swap the SIM cards. But you can still hotspot the phone, like the phone that keeps heating up. If that's the only one with service that like actually works to stream on, like you could hotspot one of the other phones. If you can't swap the SIM cards, I don't get it. It's driving me nuts. Like there's like solutions right in front of her face, and she fucks it up every day. And I don't know. Never mind.
Oh God, that's delusion, like front and center, man.
This.
Charlie Sheen, I'm winning. Okay. Hey, the
She's raised by Adam Sandler.
difference between me and Charlie Sheen is I know I'm losing constantly. So the release further emphasized that no other information about the nature or outcome of the search would be released, citing that they need to protect the integrity of the investigation. Well, you know, them going out there to search that property, it kind of gives a lot of information away. I'm actually surprised the media is not. Look, here we go. According to the deed records, the property was once owned by Roy Lee and Connie Deadmon, who are the parents of Lizzie Foster. Lizzie Foster's phone was taken by police as evidence in Asia DeGree's case. Hold on, who are these people? Roy Lee. Let's see if there's any past news articles. It came right up. So it seems like that's their primary suspect right now.
Old guy name and young guy name or whatever, because she couldn't pronounce the names or read the names.
This guy named Roy Lee. Records show the property being searched by investigators was once owned by a prominent figure in the Asia Degree investigation. So it sounds like this person, they knew that this person was close to her in some manner.
Yeah, God is literally telling her not to be on YouTube by like making her phone explode or whatever and cutting service off of the other ones and making her lose her track, but she's still gonna do the exact same thing every day.
Okay, so according to the deed records examined by WCNC Charlotte's Nate, the property was owned by a guy named Roy Lee Deadmon. It's Deadmon, and Connie Deadmon. And they were the parents of some girl whose cell phone was taken by investigators. Records show that the Deadmons sold the property in 2004, 4 years after Asia went missing. They sold this property.
Thanks for the beans. You're up in my broadcast throwing me beans?
CT super chatted $14.58. Steve, you got Creed stuck in my head, clenched fist, lol.
Thank you for the 20, CT. You mean the home and now? Yeah, I don't sing the rest of that song. It'll get stuck I guess it's always stuck in my head. It used to be, got to keep on moving. But that's because James was like running me dry. And that was the only way I could stay awake is by singing that song. Brooke, at least she only shows up for fucking 4 hours a day. So it used to be like 8 hours a day, but she's getting lazy.
It has since changed hands multiple times, and it's now reportedly owned by a bank that allowed investigators to search the premises. Ooh. So the history with Asia and this Deadmon family. The Deadmon's name first appeared in connection with Degree's disappearance last September. During those interviews conducted by detectives,
Thanks for the beans. You're up in my broadcast throwing me beans?
Abophobia super chatted $4.99. Stuck in my head as to now.
Thank you for that. The Brooke song that you can't find, if you search DJ Alien Hippie, it should be the first thing that pops up. Hippie with an IE, not a Y. DJ Alien Hippie. I'm gonna tell them to tag it like Brooke and Briefs with Brooke and stuff song, so like you guys should be able to find it. I have a community post. If you go to my channel and you go to my posts, that's the last post I made was the link to that song, and then you can sub to them. They have another song too about another creator that it sounds like you guys thought it was a Brooke song, but it wasn't, because Brooke doesn't hit bucket bongs or anything. But that's a pretty good song too. Anyways, yeah, you guys should go sub to them.
Detectives sat down with them and interrogated them. Prior to those interviews, the family was not publicly associated with the case. Search warrants obtained by the WCNC Charlotte revealed that on September 18th of 24, a man went to the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office and told detectives that he was once close friends with Sarah and Lizzie Deadmon. Now, her parents are the ones that they searched their property. This was their daughter. The man recalled at one party where Lizzie was sobbing and bawling while making several statements that she killed Aisha Degree. What? This was her friend, allegedly? And this could be all made up, and they could be wasting more time searching another property that's not even got this poor baby's body on it. This could be a made-up story. People do this all the time. I mean, I know because you wouldn't. Just know that other people are losers and they have nothing better to do.
Than to steal people's babies?
So this is when investigators obtained warrants for this Lizzie Foster's phone, including several messages of interest linked to the case from Foster and her sisters, Anna Lee and Sarah. Authorities also found a green car on another Deadmon property in Cleveland County around that same time. The vehicle...
I sound drunk. I woke up like, I don't know, half hour ago? That might be why.
Was similar to the car that fit the FBI.
And I fucking cut my tongue, so I'm like, I might be talking weird to like not hurt it more. It was really bothering me yesterday. I forgot about that. I hope I don't sound fucking drunk.
Description. In connection with Degree's disappearance, warrants revealed that the vehicle seized from Sherryville Road was a 1964 AMC Rambler, and it was registered to Roy Lee Deadmon. One of the daughters, the sister of Lizzie, said that she was given this car by her father when she was 16 years old. That's it? That's all we got? Hold up. Who is this Lizzie bitch? Lizzie. Oh shit, they pulled her in for a lie detector test. Oh my god, y'all, the rabbit hole. I was not expecting all this. So first of all, how I even got started on this morning was I saw her picture. And that made me go look and see if they had discovered anything new, because I remember when she went missing. I was a child myself, and my parents used to throw newspaper articles like this in my face to warn me about the dangers of going off on my own.
And then you still went off on your own anyways.
So I remember when she went missing. So the woman involved in Aisha Degree's case was deceptive on a lie detector test.
I'll show you guys.
An acquaintance allegedly heard a woman saying that she killed Degree. Shelby, North Carolina. This was wrote February 19th of 2025, so this was just a few months ago. A woman involved in Aisha Degree's case was deceptive on a recent lie detector test when asked if she concealed information. Lizzie Grace Deadmon Foster is one of 3 daughters shared by Roy Lee and Connie Elliott Deadmon, who were identified as suspects by a series of search warrants that were executed in September of 2024. So far, nobody has been charged. Foster is the oldest of the 3 girls, with the younger 2 siblings being Sarah and Anna Lee. Foster was 16 years old, Anna Lee was 15, and Sarah would have been 13. And hold on, sorry. At the time of Aisha Degree's disappearance in February 14th of 2000. So one would have been 16, one would have been 15, and one would have been 13. Let me find out that these little shitheads killed this little girl. It wouldn't surprise me. For those that don't know, one of my friends growing up, Tiffany Long, she was murdered by 3 of her teenage friends in the woods. They brutally beat her, sexually assaulted her, and left her body out there to die, and she died. Her name was Tiffany Long. We used to go to the skating rink together in Alamance County, North Carolina. She was 10 years old. Kids are fucking...
He brings that up a lot too. I guess it's like just trigger warning, because Brooke is a walking trigger warning.
Cruel. And I just want to say that this is learned behavior. The then 9-year-old Asia went missing on Valentine's Day. This is just going over the same report. Hold on. In the years since, Foster moved to Texas, which is Lizzie. One of the other sisters still lives in Shelby, and the other sister lives in Charlotte. Roy Lee Deadmon is now in his 80s. Just days after the September 2024 searches, a former acquaintance come forward to investigators. The acquaintance occasionally frequented bars and house parties with the Deadmon girls and saw that one of them was sobbing and bawling while being extremely intoxicated at a house party in the mid-2000s, according to new warrants released in February of 2025. The February warrant said that the acquaintance overheard Foster, who is Lizzie, making several statements admitting to killing Asia. Your guilt's eating you up now, 25 years later. What a piece of shit. The new warrants further said that upon hearing this statement by Lizzie, her sister Sarah came up to her very angry and stern and told Lizzie to shut the fuck up.
Blah.
What did I say? Somebody knew something. These are small towns. I grew up in multiple small towns. I know how these things work. I knew that somebody knew something, and sure enough, it sounds like...
See? That's a baby Heather. She ran away. She ran away. My mom used to scare me. I would never run away. You did run away. Attached a photo of a missing person. Heather Brooke Clark. That's her birthday. She's only 5'3". So last seen by her mother at Sonic, which she used to work at. And then she's been seen with friends around the area. And you gotta call and get her home. Her parents sound so evil.
by the new search warrants and interrogations they've done, it seems like they know who killed Asia now. It seems like it was these 3 girls. How did these girls, why were they out at... Wait a second. Did they... Remember earlier when I said I wonder if somebody had coaxed her into leaving? I wonder if these girls had planned to meet up with her and then they did and then they killed her. That would make perfect sense. Why she snuck out, why she took extra clothes, why she took books, why she wasn't scared to leave the house at 9 years old in the middle of the night during a rainstorm. It sounds like these are prime suspects now. These 3 sisters and the family, the Deadmon family. Following his September 18th interview with investigators, the acquaintance said that he was confident in his memory. He passed a polygraph test, commonly referred to as a lie detector test, to verify his testimony. Months after the property searches, the acquaintance interviews with investigators, Foster was...
I think there's a difference between, what is it, not being nice and just saying, like, insanely vulgar shit.
Contacted by investigators.
Or racist shit. There's, there, you know what I'm saying? Or just coming in to fight with me.
On February 10th and was asked to take her own polygraph test in 2025, this February. The February warrant said, as part of the lie detector test, she was asked, quote, whether she was concealing information and was found to be deceptive. Following that interview, warrant said that Lizzie called her ex-husband and talked to him for more than 45 minutes. Since then, she's been completely uncooperative in the case. I think we have a prime suspect. That was little Asia. In addition to details about Lizzie's polygraph results, the February warrants also shed light on some of the Deadmon family's searches. Phone records show that the daughters called each other and their family throughout the afternoon and the evening on the day that they were informed that such searches would be done of their old existing property. Warrant said that, so these sisters all have different names and it's complicated. These are all sisters that I'm about to say, but they all have last names now. They're all Deadmon sisters, though. Warrant said that Capel sent a text to Foster, who is Lizzie, in part, quote, Dad is probably going to be a huge suspect. That text was sent on September 10th, around the time that searches began. That following day, September 11th, Ramirez sent Foster, who is Lizzie, a text that says Lizzie...
She had her kids taken away because she broke her kid's arm and didn't report it for 2 weeks or take her to the hospital or anything, and then gave it to a babysitter, and then the babysitter took her to the hospital because what the fuck, this kid's arm's broken, and then she got in trouble, got her kid taken away. The other one, she was either, it's murky, like I don't actually know if she was pregnant or she already had her son, but she went and stabbed 2 ladies, and then that's when her kid got taken from her. From that, I'm pretty sure.
You don't need to be talking to anyone. I'm at the lawyer's office. This whole fucking family's in on it. I don't know if it's the father that murdered this child and the sisters that helped it cover up, or if the sisters murdered the child and the father had to help cover up. I don't know, but it's very clear that these people are guilty AF. Guilty AF. There is enough, in my opinion, there's enough circumstantial evidence to arrest the whole goddamn family. But North Carolina, they only arrest innocent people. Ask me how I know. The warrant said that Foster, and let me tell you something. All it would take is a few days of all of them being in jail before they start rolling on each other. 100%. The warrant said that Lizzie refused to talk to investigators on September 28, and one day later she texted one of her sisters and said, what's going to happen to me since I won't talk to them? She followed up with a text that said, I'm afraid that this is going to get worse. You disgusting ass bitch. More texts included in the warrants revealed that Foster told Capel that she wanted to do what Dad says. A few messages later, Sarah said, you don't want something we do or say to impact him, but we also can't be living like this either. The last warrants were dated February 13th, and the requested permission to search Foster and Cable's phones as well as their father's. No far, nobody has been charged. They're watching them. They're watching them as they panic and shuffle around. That's what they're doing. They're waiting to arrest them. They want more information, and it sounds like they were already further implicating themselves through text exchanges. So they took those phones, and they haven't been arrested. And now the investigation, I guess they're probably still investigating, but you can best believe that they're watching them. This is crazy. Oh, here's another update. March 27th. By all accounts, Asia was an introspective and talented child who wore pigtails and loved basketball and spending time with her older brother, O'Brien. This is just talking about how they did an age progression picture of her. So it sounds like this family, the Deadmon family, are responsible in some manner because they've searched their property, they've given them lied its polygraph test, and Lizzie failed hers horribly. It showed deception. As I said when we first started looking into this, I was not expecting this to go this way. It makes me excited. It makes me grateful. It shouldn't have took 25 years, and they still haven't arrested people, but it sounds like they have a pretty good idea who killed her. And thank God for whoever that boy was that overheard this drunken conversation at this party. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said somebody knows something. They always do. People that do shit like this, they can't keep it to themselves. They start to crack and they start to spill the beans to somebody that they know in passing. Somewhere in the past 25 years, I knew that somebody had to have talked about this. And sure enough, it sounds like Lizzie herself was drunk at a house party, felt some type of way, and started making statements that she killed Asia. And her sister runs over and she's like, shut the F up. It's very clear that there's something going on there. And I knew somebody knew something. So sad. Baby girl did not deserve this. Nor did she deserve to have her murder go unsolved for over 25 years now. Somebody knew something, clearly. So sad. So sad. So we'll definitely be circling back around to that because it sounds like they know who did this. And all of those were news reports. That was not anything from like Reddit or Quora. That was all news reports. So that is what the media has released when it comes to her disappearance and what the investigators are doing. So sad. I mean, it really angers me that it's taken this long to get some kind of clarity on the case. On a happier note, I saw this really amazing story. Well, is it? Is it amazing? First of all, I don't know when this guy, his name's Dean Sloves, S-L-O-V-E-S. I tried to find a physical news report on this, and wouldn't you know it, there's not even one that exists. All I could find was videos talking about the situation. So Dan decided that he was going to go to Israel for a wedding. This was about a week ago, or a little over a week ago. It was right before Israel started dropping bombs on Iran, and then Iran started returning fire, and now it's a war zone situation. I mean, it kind of has been for a while, but it was before things escalated. And so Dean is in the middle of Israel attending a wedding when bombs start falling out of the sky. So he could not get an exit flight out of Israel. So Dean, being the boss that he is, he got a boat and he took the fuck off. He did. Listen, I love this because Dean was not waiting on anyone to come save him. He had an exit plan. He did not care what the media was saying. He was not listening to local government. He said, here is $1,500. Where's a fucking boat? He did. He paid $1,500 for a boat, and he sailed the fuck out of there.
He just left there.
Listen, I don't even know where they went. Like, they sailed from Israel into a different city. But once again, I can't even find a physical report on this. Inside Edition has a small report, but it does not give a lot of context. The context that one would need, you know. Hold on one second.
This young American trapped in Israel had no idea what's his...
It doesn't give much context, you know. Inside Edition, they half-ass report. He really thought that he was going to die, and he could not get a flight out. He had no other way to get home.
Edition should hire
and so
Brooke.
He took what money he had, and he rented a boat, and he sailed away. I honestly just have so much respect because that is something that I would do. Y'all know how I feel. When the Keys were on fire, I was scared if we could not evacuate. I knew that I could not get a flight out of there because A, I don't make enough money. B, the flights are going to be super expensive. It's going to be the most elite people that are the richest that can even afford a flight out of there. And my next mission was a boat. If I can't make it off of US 1 in a car,
I didn't see any actual fire when I was swimming through
then what does that leave?
time period.
A fucking boat. I better Tom Hanks it with a raft, grab me a soccer ball, and sail the fuck out. That is a better option than staying on the island and burning. In this man's case, getting a boat and
You don't
taking
need
his
a
risk on the
soccer ball.
sea is a much better
It's just
option than being hit and exploded by missiles, by far. First of all,
You should get a soccer ball right now to talk to. Like, that fucking thing is for companionship, right? I haven't seen the movie. But I don't think it was like a necessity. She's like, I gotta get a soccer ball, or else it's not gonna work.
when they welcomed him home, the streets were lined with people cheering his name and just so grateful that he made it home because he was actually stuck there and could not leave. I think that it was kind of stupid to fly there, but he did not know that that things were going to expand the way that they did. But bravo to him, because I found it amazing that he did not listen to the government. He said, absolutely not. I'm getting out of this country one way or another. I'm done. And he sailed off. And he finally made it to a different island, at which time he was able to fly home. I don't know what happened with the boat. He did rent the boat. He rented the boat for $1,500. You would think that Israel would be cheaper. That's kind of expensive. I mean, it was a whole boat. It was a whole boat. So I don't know. It's crazy though. Good for him. Good for him for not sitting there like a duck being led to slaughter. Okay, he made his own plan and he got the hell out of there, and I have so much respect for that. Apparently there was other people that he took on the boat with him to help them out of the situation as well. I think there was a total of like 6 or 7 people on the boat. So between all of them,
So he was like
even
Noah.
with little to no boat experience, I'm sure that that many heads together can come together and make a ship run and figure out how to operate it just enough to get somewhere else. That was smart. Very smart. Very, very smart. I love it. Y'all, I don't have a lot of plans today. I'm gonna go work out. That Asia story, yeah. I did not realize that all of that was going on. I ran across her picture, I looked up what was going on, and then I found the wiki page. And that led to everything else. Very interesting that it seems like they knew who it was. Or who it I want to know what happened. I want those girls to sit down and I want them to say what they did to her. Or if it was the father, you know, he's 80 years old. It sounds like they might be trying to protect him in some way, but I don't think that's the case. I think they killed her, and I think he helped cover it up. I do. I don't think that he was... but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he was the murderer. Maybe he did kidnap Asia. I just feel like that sister Lizzie stating that she killed Asia, I think that we should take that at face value. She admitted that she killed her. Allegedly. I think that, I don't think she was running away. I think she was going to meet people, as I originally stated before I knew about these sisters. I think someone talked her in to leaving the house and going to hang out with them. Now, who would be able to do that? Clearly, these sisters. These sisters could do that. They were supposed to be... Lizzie was one of her closest friends. So...
Is there even a point like sniping her anymore? I feel like everyone's just pissed and numbers are dwindling. I don't know if there's even an incentive to.
Even though there was an age gap there, clearly. Because Lizzie, I think, was 16 and Asia would have been 9.
Like, the only reason I am right now is so you guys have a live chat. And then, like, people are like, I can't be fucking toxic in here. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not the creator for this shit. Gotta find somebody else.
Yeah. You know, I read another report that, that Asia had never snuck out like that before. She had never been missing. So, this was not behavior that she historically had. I just feel like somebody talked her out of the house. They probably said, hey, come hang out with us. Let's have a girls' night. You know. You know what I mean? And, like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that these cops are going to solve this crime, because Asia deserves to rest in peace. And for 25 years, that baby's face has been everywhere here in the state of North Carolina. If you're from North Carolina, you know who she is. You've seen her. It's sad. It's not fair. It's not right. I wonder if there's more cold case files in North Carolina. Cold case missing North Carolina kids. Surely there's more, right? Age to degree is the first one that pops up. Brenda Sue Brown, 11-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I paused to say. That's what I mean. People don't even fucking listen to me. Yeah, she broke her kid's arm. She didn't report for 2 weeks. And then when she dropped off the babysitter took her to the hospital. So she lost her kid.
Who was murdered in 1966. Judy Carol Rollins, a 16-year-old, missing since 2021. I'm sorry, 2001. William Deshaun Hamilton. So there looks like there's a few children, and a lot of these have been, the other children have been missing since the
There's fucking records of it, Max.
60s, 2000s. Asia Degree is the number one, though, that comes up. I'm seeing nothing but her case.
She's admitted it herself. Go watch the other videos. There's other videos that I have on my channel where she talks about it.
In this list. Sad. No parent deserves that. No child deserves that. People are evil. It sounds like investigators have a pretty good hint of who killed her based off their own statements, allegedly. I hope her guilt has been eaten at her. All three of them sisters and the father. I hope that they can't sleep at night. I hope they have heartburn. I hope they know they're horrible, horrible people. Horrible people. Go rot in hell if it's true. And I'm going to go work out. And I'm sorry I have all these phone issues. I guess I'm going to have to like literally leave that fan running whenever I film because it's so hot here. It's already in the 80s. It's supposed to be 90 today. Let's see. What's the weather? What's the weather? It's 80. Oh, it's only going to be 82 today? It said 90 last night. Tomorrow's going to be 90 and Sunday, 92. Shit, Monday it's going to be 100. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be in the upper 90s. I'm going to die next week. I don't even want to think about it because they said that today was going to be 90 and it's only going to be 82. So maybe they fudged up next week's forecast like they always do. I'm going to have faith in Jesus keeping me safe. And I ain't going to worry about the heat. I ain't going to worry about it. But I love you guys and thanks for hanging out. That one case was a lot longer than I was expecting, but I didn't know half of it before I even got started. Sometimes I actually like doing that. Y'all can see how I learn and we can learn together. It makes it fun for me finding out information with you guys. It really does. I'm glad to know because when I initially looked at it, I didn't think that they had any resolution. But it seems like they have some, they're trying to have resolution. So just pray that they arrest these assholes because it sounds like they've admitted themselves that they did it. So that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I'm okay with it, guilty. You said you did it. I'm okay.
You said you did it too, Brooke. All your crimes, they said that you're wrongfully convicted for crimes you didn't do. You said you did them. So, like, you took the guilty pleas, right?
Hey, guilty. I'm okay with that. Shit. Don't be saying you murdered people if you didn't. Who does that? I have never said, oh God, I killed this person. You know what I mean? Like,
Thank God you haven't killed somebody yet.
Sounds pretty guilty to me. But I love you guys and pray for me and I'm praying for you guys and I hope y'all have a great Friday. We'll talk this afternoon when I get my after I get my workout in. Bye y'all. Pray for me. God knows I need it and I'm praying for y'all. Be safe.
Alright, what was the first 15 minutes of this?
Lord, I hope it doesn't get hot on y'all.
I guess I can take this thing off.
I need protein. Here's the fan just in case. Hold that. Oh, no. Almost dropped the whole protein thing. I washed this out last night, so. 1, 2. I need water. Water.
Well, take care, Danielle. Just silence?
I just got done with my school test. I hope it goes well. What is tickling me? Hair. God. Shit's so annoying. So annoying. Hair all over me. I find it everywhere. I find it everywhere. Good morning, y'all. We made it to Friday.
School test for what? That's the big question. Because all she does is read crime stories. I don't even like try to focus on where she's at. Like I'm like not trying to not encourage that kind of behavior. So I don't know. Who knows? Public content is stalking.
I had an animal bouncing off my car last night. Sucks. Y'all, there's a lot going on. And I don't know how to keep up. I'm starving. So I'm trying to drink some protein.
Says we do a drug test.
I don't know if I've talked about Asia degree before.
What?
But apparently, month
Asia?
before last, NC authorities went out and started searching a different property. This child's been missing for 25 years. I'm sure
Oh my
you've seen her
god.
if you're from.
So it was just 15 minutes of that missing kid? Really? That's kind of crazy. We'll do a bit of Asheville, I guess, and then we'll bibbidi bop out. I thought she might have started off with like, y'all, you don't understand. Last night was bibbidi bobbidi boo, blah 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 blah, or give us like something. She just sat in silence, made some protein powder, and then gets right into the news. Fuck that. Fuck that. Give me a second here. Where's my Asheville playlist? I'm Jesus. Alright, let's... Well, I'm not Jesus, but that's what Jesus would say. I'm just happy to get out of town. Help ASMR. Though, okay, we didn't ever finish her thing.
Lord have mercy. What is this? There's something damp. I'm glad.
Because every time we try to get through this, it's only a 20-minute video or stream. She always goes live again. And if you guys see her go live again, let me know.
I reached in there. There was
This video like brings her back for some reason.
a dampened sports bra. It must have got damp. Ouch. It must have got dampened from. Oh, there's my hairbrush. It must have got dampened from a. So loud. Come on, man. Give me a pair of socks. I'm looking at my Brookie bag, and I'm finding lots of things, gizmos and gadgets, yarns and string, and
And another fucking song. Songs for days back in like this era.
even some old string. Oh, I found, nope. Damn it, did I just go back in the same zipper? I sure did. I'm gonna darn kick this book bag's ass. Is that socks? That's a shirt too, damn it. I'd packed like 4 pairs of socks. Well, 2 of them we used when we were walking because my feet were killing me. I put them on as cushion for those Crocs, and it helped tremendously. Yeah, I ain't got no socks. I don't know where they all went unless I accidentally dumped them all out of storage. That sucks. It's okay. I can wrap my feet up. I got like 4 blankets. God, it's going to feel so good to sleep. For realsies. Hey, guys. Have a good night. I'm grabbing me a water. I gotta unplug all of my devices so I don't drain my battery. I'm gonna find some chapstick, brush my hair, and then I'm going to bed. How about that? Okay. I don't see no darn chapstick.
There's no medicine for in the morning. Oh, there's a hair clip. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Can you see? Nope. There you go. I need to find chapstick.
She called Ellie Financial yesterday
Dang
and
it.
yelled at them.
It's taking forever.
What she yelled actually didn't make sense now that I think about it, because she was like, you have 2 weeks to get the truck, or else I'm going to be in Florida. She's going to Florida tomorrow, I swear. She's like, on the 21st, I'm going back to Florida. Unless, like, what, she's going to stay here for another... Maybe she'll stay here for another... I think she needs to stay here for 3 weeks, though. Of course, on July 16th. That's when she's going to have to be back for. Ally Financial. I think it's actually Ally Financial, but I don't know.
I feel like Helen Keller over here trying to unzip my book bag. Feeling like Braille, you know? Feeling... What the frick? Open up. Open sesame, bitch. I'm getting so annoyed. Where's my knife? No, I'm joking. Ah. I know I got chapstick in here because I remember packing it. Well, I thought I had chapstick in here. Damn, that's gonna suck. Oh, 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 I found her. I found her.
Why is she being creepy? Why is she just... What is she doing in the dark and silence? She's not even moving now? She's vaping? I forget what she was looking for at this point. This is weird, though. What the fuck?
I'm about to go to bed, yo.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna skip this
Trying
one.
to get this chapstick out of this tube. It's like all
Oh,
the
it's chapstick?
way in the cap because it melted. I hate when that happens. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you
It
mean.
like melts and then you go to open it and all of a sudden the damn whole chapstick's coming out in the cap. It's like, whoa, wait a minute now. What happened? The last time you touched my lips, you were in one piece. Now you done melted all the way into the damn... Oh, fun fact. Y'all know what? Pro tip, if you got a stuffy nose, take a little Burt's Bees and put it around the bottom of your nostrils, and it will open your sinuses up. That beeswax,
Bombastic side, I get the plain Wi-Fi. Nice.
wax, whatever you want to call it. I swear I think I might be getting sick or something. I don't know. It could just be from where I was in the elements, and...
I always have to get the plane Wi-Fi. It's boring in a plane, in the sky, where you might die. Actually, I shouldn't say that if you're in a plane. Sorry.
Sometimes
I just fucking hate planes.
my sinuses do get fucked up if I've been walking in the rain, which I was. I gotta keep that light off. Damn it. Helen Keller is failing at her job. All the zippers are open. She thought they were closed. Alright.
She loves Helen Keller and Adam Sandler.
Oh, damn it. I'm trying to make it where nobody can see you. Okay. Window cover up.
Where no one can see us? What are you talking about?
All right. Okay, I'm gonna cut the truck off. And double lock it. We're gonna unplug this because if we don't, it'll drain the battery.
Right.
Sweet dreams to y'all. Sweet dreams to you. I hope y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe out there, and we'll talk in the morning. this fucking weirdo over here got mad because
Right away. Right, the first thing we see the next morning. Alright, guys. It's just a nice, peaceful night. This fucking weirdo trying to pump gas at a gas station. What the fuck does he think he's doing?
I already prepaid, and he was trying to direct me to leave. I gotta get it back up.
Bank of America Roval 400 coming up this October 13th at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
I can't get through here.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Got the ragamuffin outfit on.
This fucking asshole parked so close. I can't. God, I hope I don't hit him. Or nothing else. This dick face got so close. So this asshole right here. Let me show y'all him. This asshole cussed me out. First of all, I prepaid for my gas. Y'all see how busy this place is. It has been absolute hell trying to get up the mountain. It is like everything's destroyed. Look.
Maybe he thought you were gonna leave, or you're trying to leave, so he's just trying to, like, direct you to get out. I didn't understand what the fuck your problem was.
Look at how everything looks. This asshole says, you need to pull up. I said, I've prepaid on pump 2. Mind your business. And he got mad and started cussing. He's like, you don't have to be a bitch about it. I hopped in the truck and kept, he's paid.
Yeah, Brooke?
Said, you're not the bitch. There was 2 pumps. He wanted me to pull up, but I'd already really do. They're fucking idiots. They are. And then he wants to get butthurt because, and first of all, as soon as I stepped out the truck, every fucking guy out there was trying to fucking talk to me. I'm so sick of that shit.
Every guy? Every guy.
I got heartburn.
Like the Bachelorette. Every fucking guy just wanted to talk to me.
I'm fighting tooth and nail to get here. Shit has been rough. Half the time I haven't even had service. Once I get here, I won't have service. There's 500,000 people over here out of power. I needed to get gas. Oh, I'm flying. I needed to get gas. Where did I, hold on one second. Where the fuck is my cash card? Y'all, oh my God, I gotta pull over. What the fuck? This is why I hate men.
Why you hate men? Because you misplace your cash card on a regular basis. She misplaced it like 4 times in the saga right before this, the I'm gonna lose my truck saga. But she didn't lose the truck. Or the cash card.
Literally got me scared for my fucking life, and now I've done lost the only cash I have because this weirdo's in my fucking face bothering me, mad that I won't speak to him. Where did I put my cash out card?
The only strangers I
He said it's
to
cashable. I said,
fuck
yeah, I
me.
know.
The only strangers I talk to are online, honey.
I grabbed that.
No wonder people say I sound drunk. I can't speak fucking words.
I fucking hate people, yo. I fucking hate people. If I wouldn't have been getting fucking
my fault.
harassed,
It's all my fault,
wouldn't have
guys.
been minding their business, I wouldn't even be looking for my fucking card right now.
I broke
These
the dam.
motherfuckers be in my face, you know? And like, I can't breathe. It's called trauma. I don't know where my card is. This is not good.
Classy.
This is not good at all.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
You know? There's like fucking 6 different fucking guys in my fucking face. One guy talked to me 3 times. Take a fucking hint. If I don't speak back, why
What does that mean? Did he say 3 words separately? Like, I don't even fucking know, bro.
would you think that you should keep talking to me? Well, I guess I must have dropped it in the parking lot or something. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and look for it if I can't find it. This is bullshit. I had it in my hand, and then some guy was like, "It's only cash," and I already knew that. I was busy trying to get my shit together so that I could pay cash. I was looking for all the cash that I had. I'm literally about to cry. Because like I'm out here trying to get this done, trying to get up here so that I can help these people, and freaking I got weirdos in my face at the gas station, and now my Cash App card's gone. Wonderful, lovely, love that for me. My whole day thrown off course. If I don't have that card, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because that's the only money I have.
Except for all the cash.
And I literally had it before I stepped out of the car, and I thought I put it back somewhere, and now it's gone. Oh, because I can't think. Y'all don't understand. I cannot think when I'm looking over my shoulder because of perverts. When I have eyes on me, I can't even fucking think. That's called trauma. When your head is spinning and you feel like somebody is squeezing your throat fucking closed. I don't see it anywhere. The only place I could have put it is in my book bag. Maybe I slid it in here. God, please help me. Like, once again, other people's actions affecting my life. Nope.
Why don't you just ignore people then? Like, if people just trying to help you by saying, like, this only cash or trying to give you directions on how to leave, like, just ignore people. That's what I do. Until, like, I don't know, they get really fucking angry or something. Or, I'm like, what? And you gotta, like, take your headphones out. And then they say something really stupid, usually, like, how do I get to the museum? I don't fucking know. What, I look like the museum person? Like, I don't fucking even know there is a museum here. Yeah, just ignore people.
You know, if everybody just stopped fucking speaking to me, my life would be 5,000 times better. Oh, there's some socks. Thank God. I don't see it, y'all. I must have dropped it back there or something. I mean, I don't even remember taking it out of the car. That's the problem. I don't remember taking it out of the car. I had to have slid in it somewhere. It's gotta be in this basket or something. You know, when there's 20 people in the fucking gas station, there's so many people, okay? Everybody's panicking. Like, I just woke up and I'm already getting cussed out by perverts. Sounds
I
about
didn't
right.
hear them cuss her out.
Sounds about fucking right.
Like the other people who asked her the time, and then she was like, they were trying to make me marry their son. Who are these people and where are their laundry?
I'm literally
Just
about
saw a
to
guy
cry
trying to
because
get
if
his
I don't find
gas.
this car, then I can't go. And then, like, I don't deserve this shit once again. Once again.
Did you check in the phone? Last
For the
time it was like
first
in her phone case that she's streaming on.
Like, I'm gonna clean my car and get all this trash out and see if I can't find it. If I don't find it, then I'm gonna have to go back to that gas station. If you see me in fucking public, please leave me the fuck alone. I have a life.
I forgot that that chick ran up on her while watching her live stream. And Brooke never talked about it yesterday. She never brought it up. Not even today. Like, that's weird.
Shit, actual shit to be doing. So as soon as I pulled in the gas station, it was hectic. It was a line. There's a line going this way and a line going this way. And it was intense, okay? Before I even stepped out of the truck, I noticed that a guy had stepped out the storefront, was halfway hanging out in the building and halfway standing in the doorway looking at me. Then I look over and there's two guys looking at me over here. I'm like, Lord, let me get my shit together. I go to step out and some old man says,
It was weird, Jackie. Some woman came up, she's like, you're my favorite YouTuber. I seen you the other day, and I was like, oh my god, that's my house. Like, next time she's around here, I'm gonna go out and say hi to her. And Brooke was like, I'm just trying to work. Like, I'm busy right now. She didn't tell her off, she didn't call her a stalker. I thought she was gonna go on a rant, like when she was like far enough away from her. Or at least when she had driven away from that place, but she never brought it up. Which to me is crazy because she brings up like every other thing all the fucking time and goes insane. So it just makes me question a lot of stuff. I was like, is any of this actually genuine? Like, does she think she's actually being stalked? Is this just for like views? Is it for fucking, I don't know. I really don't know. It's weird.
cash only. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Blah, 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 blah. So I grabbed the 15 bucks that I had in my bag and I go to walk inside and I noticed that guy again, the one that had stuck his head out initially.
And like, you could say like, oh, well, it was a nice lady that came up to her. There was two nice ladies that came up to her in the public library, and she fucking called them stalkers still and just brought it up. She brought it up for like 15 minutes yesterday, and it happened like 2 days ago. So I'm just surprised. I don't get it.
I noticed him in the store, and he keeps trying to kind of like follow me around the store with his eyes and shit. And so I'm trying to hide behind shelves. And of course, he's trying to speak to me as he's checking out. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people. If I don't speak to you, do not engage. Do not engage.
Only Brooke's allowed to speak to people. People can't speak to Brooke.
And I don't know where my card is.
I want Brooke to meet another Brooke one day, like a person just like her, and then they can fight each other.
I mean, when I'm, there goes truck supplies full of shit. So this is good. This means that this path is clear because there goes fucking truckloads of water. I'm on the right path. I just don't know where my fucking card is.
Oh no.
I literally want to cry right now. My day was going great. My morning has been perfect. It's been a beautiful drive. Yeah, it's been dangerous, but it was great. Everything was great until I
The dangerously beautiful drive.
stopped at that fucking gas station and those 6 motherfucking perverts interrupted my fucking trip. I'm so sick of it. Everything was great. Now my card's missing. Now my car's missing. I can't proceed without my debit card. I'm literally about to fucking cry. I don't know where it could have went. I don't remember if I had it in my hand in the store, and I'm trying to think.
Well, you did because you blamed those guys for you misplacing it, so.
I do remember. I had it in my hand and I stuffed it somewhere in here. When I opened my gas tank, I jumped in the truck. Where did I put it? I don't understand. I could have swore I had it in my fucking hand when I jumped in the truck. And if I dropped it out there, I'll never see it again because those fucking assholes are mad at me that I wouldn't speak to them.
They're gonna be like, look, her card, let's use it.
How stupid. Be mean to a girl and fucking inconvenience her whole fucking day because...
Wouldn't they like want to give it back to her. Be like, this is my chance to talk to her because I have her card, so I can give it back to her.
You need fucking attention. Like, seriously. I'm out here trying to fucking help people, trying to get up here and make it safe. Like, it's been dangerous, okay? And I'm trying to make this trip safely, and I got fucking grown-ass men worried about talking to me. Like, seriously?
See, people like Brooke make me scared to do the right thing. Like, if I ever find a wallet now or something, I'm gonna be like, what if this belongs to like a Brooke kind of character? Like, I'd probably be safer to just leave it there than try to return it to its rightful owner, because if it's Brooke, she would just accuse you of stalking and stealing and fucking try to fuck your whole life up. So, fuck that shit.
I don't see my fucking card anywhere. I've searched everywhere. I'm gonna look in this big pocket one more time, and then I gotta go back to the gas station. This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. I never lose this card. I always have a hand, and I never lose this card. There's a first time for everything, huh? Typically, when I'm being sexually harassed by fucking men at a goddamn gas station. Oh, I'm so fucking angry. You know, if I dropped it, I'll never see that fucking again. And I don't know how I could have dropped it, because I have pockets.
Read about a psychic who got arrested for a murder they didn't commit because, like, she knew about the murder or whatever. So, even, like, if you know about a crime that's been committed and you tell the cops, you could go to jail. And you're just trying to help people. The more I think about it, like, why would anybody help anyone these days?
I should have never stopped for gas. I stopped because I was worried it was going to be the last gas station, and it probably is. And now I'm going to waste all this fucking gas going and looking for my fucking card. This is unbelievable. And people wonder why I'm a bitch. This is why.
This is why.
It's not. Nope. I thought it was in my damn.
Yeah, if I ever see a crime, I'll just report it anonymously with like a voice changer about from a payphone. So I'll find a payphone and be like, hello, this is what happened. And then they won't be able to find me. But if my facts are right, then they can solve the murder.
I had to have set it down back there or something. I mean, I thought I just handed her $15 in cash, but I can't think when I'm being gang stalked by people.
And if we find a wallet, like, I'll just put it like on a fishing line and I'll cast it to like the house into their mailbox or something, so I'm off of the Ring camera. And I'll still wear like a mask down the street, so if their neighbors like catch me, I'll be like, that way I can't get anybody crazy trying to fucking hunt me down for just trying to do the right thing. Let's fuck people.
Everything was fine. Hadn't had one problem other than it being kind of dangerous on the roads. And now all because some guy got pissed that he was stupid. I'd already prepaid. I had to pump my gas on pump 2 because while my gas was pumping, I got in the truck and locked my doors. If I did drop it, I know that motherfucker picked it up and probably trashed it.
Trashed it?
Thank you so much. It says Heather Brooke, and it's a Cash App card. Thank y'all so much. That man got mad I wouldn't speak to him. Ridiculous.
So Was it there? She like cut her live and came back. She edit this out? Let me check if live replay is still on there. If it is, then she didn't make an edit. If it's not, no, live chat replay is still there. She didn't edit anything. She must just like, I don't know.
See what I'm saying? When you fucking see me in public, don't fuck.
So she left it there. So she left it there by mistake and blamed this guy?
Can speak to me. Next motherfucking man that speaks to me and interrupts my day and causes me to fucking lose shit, I'm a fucking mace. Period.
Yeah. And that's another reason to not, like, put people in the public in her direction. She's having a fucking day like this. The next person who interrupts me, I'm gonna mace. Yikes.
Thank you. I'm in the middle of a goddamn disaster trying to go help people, and all you care about is cussing somebody out because your feelings are hurt. Fucking bitch. That's why you're fucking single, you loser. Jesus, thank you so much. Let me check and make sure. Let me check and make sure that nothing. I've been able to brush my teeth. I've been on the road. It is very dangerous. Very, very.
What do you mean it's very dangerous? It's very dangerous to drive like we do every day all over the fucking damn place.
Very, very dangerous. I can't even put into words how dangerous this is. Don't get me started on fucking FEMA. Don't get me started.
We're not even at the disaster yet, Brooke.
I'm trying to get out of this. I'm trying to get out of this. I mean, it's dangerous. I can't even put it into words. It's dangerous. I can't even put it into words. There's whole bridges.
Oh my god. North Carolina, man.
And buildings.
I don't know what they're doing with the cell phone towers there, but they gotta like... I don't even know if it's cell phone towers, actually. It might be Brooke. It might be a Brooke issue.
At one point, where this video starts, at that point I was in my truck safe, but when he started, I've noticed that if you just don't say anything at all, that's really what pisses him off. And so I just ignored him when he was telling me to pull up. I said, he kept saying, ma'am, pull up. Finally, I said, sir, I've already pre-pumped. I need you to mind your business. And that's when he got mad. You don't work there.
Oh my god.
Who died and made you the pump police of their lives? They're out here trying to direct fucking traffic at a gas station. For God's sakes. So I saw 2 truckloads. A problem that I'm having is that if you're coming up this way to help the people of Western North Carolina from the hurricane, you need to get water before you get here because, or only bring cash. There's no ATMs. There's no power. There's no, everything you have to pay cash for. I've got water. I've got food. I stopped and got everything that I needed for myself. But water, where I went, there was no water. That's a huge problem. We got 500,000 people out of water and power right now. You guys, I've been driving for. You feel so much better now that I lacerated those wounds from walking.
Lacerated
Much better
them?
now that I lacerated those wounds from walking.
It's just driving me nuts, the double thing. I really hope that she gets to like a fucking stable connection. No, it's just gonna cut off. Alright, let's just go to the next video. Fuck it.
I think I'll go outside for a while. Such a bright Yo, I've been on the road again. I'm throwing away trash and putting up protein. First of all, it's bad. It's really bad. I've seen cars flipped over. Oh, God. Here we go.
You're showing us a door.
First of all, trash cans are really hard to come by. I'm getting ready to go volunteer.
With
I'm
mace?
hoping while I'm volunteering, I can maybe get a job set up or something. Oh, this has been so hard. I'm so glad that I found my debit card earlier. That really pisses me off. This is why I don't talk to people, because when I talk to people, I get distracted. And then when I get distracted, I start losing things. So that's why I cannot talk. I can't.
That's your own fault.
You know, when I'm in a, look at my truck. It's a disaster area, okay? I've seen cars flipped over. Y'all, I saw one car that I guess the wind had picked up. It was a guardrail. I guess the wind had picked it up and like, I don't know how it even happened. The car was through the guardrail. Like, the guardrail was going through the car. It was crazy. Crazy. Oh, wow, I found baby wipes. Cool. I'm about to get in the car and eat something, and then I'm gonna get dressed. I've got to use the bathroom so bad. I can't find anywhere that takes card. So that's the only problem that I've had, but that is okay because I'll find an ATM eventually and draw some cash out. Thank you to, hold on one second. I'm gonna tell you her name because she's the reason that I was able to get gas and stuff. Hold on one second. Good morning, good morning. I did. It was back at the gas station. I guess I dropped it when I was trying to ignore that guy and get in my car. I tried to hurry up and get in my car because he was like cussing me out because I wouldn't speak to him. Trichi. Yeah, China. China. Try China. Y'all, I'm so bad with names. Thank you so much. She had sent me some money yesterday for gas and stuff, and I forgot to say something. I'm trying to get my truck organized, and then I'm going to get dressed, and then we're going to eat, and then I got to find a bathroom. And I don't know if I'm going to have service, you know, in the disaster area, but I can tell you driving in, it's been crazy. Cars overturned and freaking stuff destroyed. I mean, tons of work trucks and tons of police officers, ambulances going by. It's been
Ambulances.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy.
Ambulance.
Hold on one second.
Oh.
I need to wear something comfortable, like maybe these jeans. Damn, they're bell bottoms though. I wish I had some straight-legged jeans. I don't think I have any. I got some boot cut ones, but I don't know where they're at. Ouch, my hand. I'm looking for my boot cut jeans. I keep finding trash everywhere. I'm throwing that away. Everywhere I go, there's no trash cans.
Turn right onto Leisure Mountain.
It's muddy and it's hard to drive everywhere. It was really dangerous coming in. The freaking roads were so bad. You know, a hurricane just come through here. Hold on one second. By the way, it's been multiple states that this happened in. All of the roads in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Oh, good. I got work pants. Good, good, good. These are actually very expensive jeans, but we're going to wear these to volunteer in. They're altered state. They're super cute. We'll put those on. And did I have a shirt? What shirt did I grab? I got a long sleeve. I was going to wear these pants, but they're too big. Shirt. I think I might wear this cross shirt with a tank top underneath because it's starting to get hot. I thought it was going to be colder. It's starting to get warm. I wouldn't have thought to go under that. Kinda. I slept so good last night. I didn't want to get up this morning, to be honest, but I did. And the drive has been
I never want
longer
to get up.
than expected because of all the storm damage, having to go 20 miles an hour everywhere you go. I'm looking for a shirt. I mean, there's a black. It's wrinkled though, and I don't think it'll match those pants. I think I'm just gonna do some of this. Ouch, I hit my elbow.
Ooh.
Alright.
That makes sense.
Damn it. So I got all my trash out. He knows good and damn well they ain't gonna sell no damn gas today. He's over here asking me stupid questions just to talk to me. What do I tell y'all? What do I tell y'all? Look, there ain't nobody out here. It's completely desolate. Look, none of the gas stations are open. Why are people so fucking weird? You see what I'm talking about? Like, Jesus, what fucking an idiot. What an idiot. On the road again. Idiots everywhere. On the road again. There's idiots everywhere. I'm putting this protein back here in this door. I need to put that water up too. Oh God, here comes another one. Jesus freaking Christ, I'm so sick of people. Like, I know it's a mountain town, but Jesus. Ouch, my hip. My hip, my back, my neck, and my crack. I'm still gonna put on some makeup so I don't look like death. So I don't look like death. Listen, while I get dressed.
We just want you to know that regardless of that, we're still here. We will do this every day until we get the very last situation wrapped up.
We appreciate everybody that has called in. We appreciate your love.
Sorry, I gotta move my seat back and blah, 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 blah.
Just know that help is on the way. I'll say it again.
There's still people stuck.
Slow, and you might feel like you've been ignored. You have not been ignored. It's a very slow, thorough, drawn out process that obviously is not going to work.
Don't lie, they ain't got here yet. Don't lie.
I want to take this time to remind everybody.
There's search and rescue here, but they haven't set up any DRC centers, which is disaster response or disaster recovery
in a place where you
centers.
Internet
That's
access,
for the victims of the hurricane, so that they can get food and water and shelter and medical needs met.
And they are helping people with doing wellness checks, connecting people with family as well. If you have family in Buncombe County that needs to be located, the Register of Deeds office is doing that as well. So you can
hear that? If you need to locate family, Register of Deeds
at buncombecounty.org.
I just got a message in from listener Georgia Shackelford. She says, I just spoke to my pastor at Hominy Baptist in Candler.
I'm going to show y'all my foot. It's doing really good.
Coordinate with CBF personnel in Charleston to get the donations for the babies.
All right.
CBF is a nationwide Baptist missionary group.
Looks a lot better. It feels better too. It doesn't hurt anymore. This one doesn't hurt at all. Good.
I will get that information
good.
over to them right now. We are getting ready for a shift change here at the top of the hour. He is Eddie Fox. I'm Mark Sterling. That is Tank Spencer.
Love y'all.
And you've been listening to continuing coverage of the rescue and recovery operations for Hurricane and Tropical Storm Helene.
WKSF FM
so sad.
Fort Asheville, WQNQ FM Fletcher Asheville, WQNS FM Woodfin Asheville, WWNC AM Asheville, WPEK AM Fairview, WKSF HD2 Asheville, WKSF HD3 Candler.
Communities throughout the southeast left to pick up the pieces
Hold that
after the
string,
destruction
please.
of Hurricane Helene.
I brush my teeth.
Rain socked in parts of western North Carolina, causing the worst flooding here in a century. The village of Chimney Rock.
This is the worst storm. They said historical. This is a historical storm for this area.
Once picturesque Lake Lure.
This has never happened before here.
Residents say the rural town of Swannanoa is unrecognizable. Not only are thousands left homeless, but
White to
struggling
the
for
ground.
supplies, waiting for hours for clean water, food, and gas.
It's Fox's Steve Harrigan in Asheville. The death toll in Buncombe County has risen to 40, with more than 500 people rescued by search crews. Duke Energy is still facing obstacles as its crews work around the clock to restore power in Western Carolina.
The utility says there are still some areas its line workers are able to get to due to mudslides, flooding, and blocked roads. The good news?
We've got 50,000 boots on the ground.
Bill Norton with Duke Energy tells News 13 there is an order of priority for outages. Crews started with hospitals and police stations.
Then we work our way down to major safety issues like stoplights.
Helene brought in major catastrophic rainfall, leaving entire substations underwater. Norton says water levels are starting to come down. Officials are expecting to get the power back on for most customers by Friday. I'm Madison Roberts.
Meanwhile, power outages this morning in mountain communities still number more than 260,000. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has delivered over 1 million liters of water and more than 600,000 meals in North Carolina. Governor Roy Cooper made that announcement Monday, saying there's still a lot to be done in the short term. Over 90 search and rescue teams are also working across the state. I'm Kyle Wilson.
We're here connecting the community. This is iHeartRadio Asheville's continuing coverage of rescue and recovery efforts from Tropical Storm Helene.
And a good Tuesday morning to you. Brian Hall back in as we do the shift change here at iHeart Media Asheville. And Ariel Reimer is going to join me from Star 104.3. Tank Spencer is with us. Great job, Mr. Mark Starling and Eddie Fox, for getting us going this morning. It is another day.
I'm just going to leave this shirt on.
That's what I'm going to call it. Progress and patience. You like that, Tank? Progress and patience?
I like that.
Because
we're going to need a lot of it.
We're going to need a lot. Just came from Black Mountain, and downtown has power. That is
Woo! Yay, they got power on in Black Mountain, but that's
right along
a while.
state down to 70, heading towards Pisgah Brewing. I know that they have power along that stretch as well. I'm going to get a hold of someone that contacted me last that said we're getting some relief supplies brought in and setting up some staging for getting these supplies out at Pisgah Brewing over on 70 in Black Mountain. So it's good that we've got power on that stretch. So that means eventually it's going to get back over to your neighborhood. So, Ariel,
Jeans are
how
so
are you?
Big. Doing good. We just came from Airport Road. I live off of that exit. And just to update you what Airport Road looks like, there are gas stations that are open still. The Fast Stop, the
They only take cash, though.
Is out there directing traffic.
They only take cash.
Helping people get to the pumps. And also there is some stores that have power. That we saw McDonald's was open on Airport Road.
Wow.
Serving folks.
Okay.
So if you're wanting a hot meal, there you go. It does look like we're getting some power on back in that area. Unfortunately, my neighborhood, still no power. I don't think we'll get power back till Friday. So up that way, we also saw on Patton Avenue here, traffic is backing up a little bit. Saw the tobacco store right here on Patton Avenue is open. So I ran to a guy who's like, I haven't had a pack of cigarettes in over 24 hours. And he was about to lose it, and that was Saturday. So I really hope you found something. So if that's something that you need, there are some businesses opening up. The ATM right here, Wells Fargo, they are open. Bank of America is also open. So some lines are backing up on Patton Avenue. So that's kind of like what I saw coming in.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we should be talking about today is for everybody that is stuck back a little bit off of the main affairs in where they live, because those main thoroughfares
Turn left onto Weaverville.
and they're going to gradually make their ways, back. And because there's a lot of tree removal that needs to take place, that's going to be a big issue as well, trying to get all that out of the way to get those lines back up on the poles. And I'm telling you, if you look at my neighborhood,
They're down everywhere.
It looks like, a set out of a disaster movie.
Yeah, it
with all
does.
these trees down.
You
and
drive by
poles down
these
and
fields
lines
and
down,
it's just
but,
white,
you know,
like from the
our
ground,
neighborhood was
like
and
from
it's
the
the
ground
thing, and
down.
the thing that I
It's
love
just
about
white.
this is that
Everything's
we
gone.
have, the
I'm getting pictures, but I haven't had
to
service.
get out there with your neighbors.
And
help
where
your
I'm
neighbors,
headed to the Red Cross,
and
I'm not
serve
going to
them.
have service. I'm headed
that's
right
what it's all
into the
about.
middle of the
And
disaster
I love
area.
What we're doing. We're, you know, collecting our resources to just, you know, make sure that we can get out of our neighborhoods, that we can get some water up to our friends and neighbors, and make sure that everybody has some, you know, food. And
The Red Cross.
the help is on the way. So please get with your neighbors, check on them if you haven't already, and see what you can do. And why don't we jump into
Look.
some phone calls and feverishly working the phones again.
That's nothing. Look up there.
Yes. Hello? Got we. You're on. Hello? Yeah. Charlie, can you hear us? Charlie, can you hear us? We got you, brother.
Oh my God, what happened?
I get one last shot. Brian, are you there? Yes, got you. Can you hear me?
Hey, Charlie Glazer, how you doing? Haven't seen you since high school press box days.
Yes, sir. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I want to thank you for all you guys have done. It's been amazing. Keep us informed. I'm in the gas line at Quality Plus in Reynolds. I've been waiting about an hour and a half, about 4 cars away from the pump.
All right. All right, you're almost there.
Getting gas for a generator, and I know I heard Eddie say this the other day, a generator, we bought ours 8 years ago, used it 14 times.
Yo, they said, hold on.
It's just a great investment.
It is, it is. All right, I'll tell you what, Charlie, I hate to interrupt. We got the briefing going on. We need to go to it right now. We're going to bring you that audio, so let's stand by for that.
They said that they had a truckload of generators dropped off and none of the people know how to start them. Need people to go out and teach people how to use a generator.
Thank you, Stacey. Good morning.
You cannot make this shit up.
And here's the latest update as we have it. Overnight,
You should just brush your teeth at the gas station? Where is she?
thanks to those individuals.
I don't know. I was making food. I came back and I was picturing a different visual, I guess.
Of course I did.
For real-time road conditions when you're driving. Our 4 distribution sites are open. Again.
So do you guys think, like, did this start off as, like, a non-grift? Was this, like, a genuine thing? Like, did she actually want to go help and then got lazy? Or do you think, like, she was always grifting?
Today at WSD's Elementary School, 275
Yes.
Road in Asheville.
They have portals at the elementary
Sand
schools.
Hill Elementary.
Samuel.
154 Sand Hill School Road in Asheville. Please enter from the Atten Circle Drive. North Windy Ridge Elementary School, 20 Dawn Road in Weaverville. Elementary School, 1355 Charlotte Highway. As we get, our goal is to cover our county broadly, but we know that as supplies come in, we can then grow that. But right now, our focus is on stabilizing those points. We are beginning to distribute water at these 4 locations as it becomes available. To start, we're beginning to distribute food at these 4 locations as it becomes available. To start, these are mostly meals ready to eat or MREs. So there will be food available as it becomes available. We will distribute food and they'll be in the form of MREs. We only have potable water from tankers. So if you are going to these sites, please bring containers that you can fill. The city of Asheville is also distributing water at Pat Square Park. Bring containers.
You gotta have a water bottle if you're showing up. You can only get up to a gallon.
Just then supplies out to isolated areas and hard to
Hold on, I gotta look at my notes.
Turn right on.
In 5 states affected by this one hurricane, this 140 people so far have died, and a third of those have been in North Carolina. They're still recovering people, bodies. People are stuck. They can't get out. There is multiple bridges that have been flooded and collapsed. They got to get search and rescue. God darn it, I forgot to unlock it. Jesus Christ, they've got to get search and rescue teams in there to help them. This is not good. There's over 500,000 people without power and water. This is disastrous. When I was driving in, dude, you should have seen the freaking cars that were completely destroyed. They were flipped and destroyed, and I mean, it's like the wind picked it up and said, bam, right on a guardrail. The car
And
was
said bam.
cut in half by a guardrail. The
The wind
guardrail
said
had
bam.
went through the car. It was the wickedest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm trying to get my makeup so that I don't look half dead. Oh, I found my Texas shirt. I don't want to wear anything revealing. Normally I'd wear something like that that's like comfortable, but this shirt is fine.
Haven't heard from them or asked us to check on it. And now I'd like to introduce the Bella Parish.
I'm hoping that by volunteering, I can make connections and maybe get a job, because they're going to have to rebuild this area. And this is in North Carolina. So, and I need to be in North Carolina because I have to be here for school and for my medication and other things. This part of North Carolina is only an hour from a major city that I can be in. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is convenient. So maybe...
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
By volunteering and helping out, I'll be able to find some work.
Yeah, I'll grab that post. Hey,
Yeah.
there, yeah. She thinks she's gonna find work by volunteering. Okay. Yes, I will put that post up. Do you know if she deleted the live where she pretended to be the reporter, or if it's still in here? I mean, I showed it the other day, but I just assumed that she kept it up because she keeps everything up. If not, when she's already there, I'll just replay it because it's on Video Game Gooners channel.
Oh.
Let me grab that
book
post
bag
though.
now. It's got my makeup in it. It's been really heartbreaking. There's been stuff everywhere. Like, it's a disaster area for sure. I don't know what they're showing on hey, Rebecca, any of my regular followers, I was able to take a shower last night and fix my feet, get that feeling better. Anybody see on the news what they're saying on the news? What are they saying on the news about Western North Carolina, the Asheville area? What are they saying? Have they said that it's like completely destroyed? It's wiped to the freaking ground? Have they said that? Have they said anything about that? It's underwater. Yeah, parts of it, they can't even get to people. People are literally stranded. That's where I'm at. I'm in Asheville. FEMA, they say that FEMA is on the ground, you guys, but I ain't seen no FEMA. And when you call the FEMA center, when I talked to Jessica from FEMA last night, Jessica works for FEMA. She's located in Texas. Thank you for all of the information. She was phenomenal. She said that there are no DRC centers even set up yet. That is disaster relief centers. They're supposed to have those set up so that people that are victims of the disaster can go and get the help that they need. They don't even have the FEMA disaster centers set up yet. Now, they might have FEMA search and rescue on the ground, but they do not have any kind of centers for people to get disaster relief. They do not yet. I mean, it's been, 4 or 5 days now? When y'all planning on doing that, or if you're even planning to do it at all? Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of, and here's the thing. Are they even showing you guys how bad it looks? Because it's destroyed. Like, I can't even put it into words. This is huge for North Carolina. This doesn't happen here. This happened. This is like a historical, yes, exactly. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. That's where I was about to go. That's where I was about to go, because it's horrible. I didn't think that I was going to even make it in. You know what I did, though? I got smart and started following trucks that were carrying water and supplies up the mountain. Any way that they would go, I would go. If there was a roadblock, I said, screw it, I'm following them. My GPS was not working. It's a miracle I even have service here. I'm 10 minutes away from the Red Cross, and when I get over there, I doubt I'll even have service, because that's even farther in. There was roads blocked down, destroyed everywhere. Yeah, see, exactly. Yeah, nobody's seen them, but Biden said that they're there. Thank you, Big Action Papa. That's my point exactly. What is going on? It makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. I'm not seeing any kind of... They also said that the military's here. Where? Where is Waldo? What are you talking about, Willis? I ain't seen no military trucks. I've seen no... The only people that I've seen doing anything are Duke Energy, bucket trucks that are like, they have like the orange lights, like the road construction and or power type of people. I've seen no military. I've seen no FEMA. I've seen nothing but local fire department and police on the scene. I've seen no kind of... Nothing that would appear to be government military relief for disaster. You get what I'm saying? Disaster relief type of things. I've seen none of that. I've seen nothing that looks like they could even potentially be from the government here to help anyone. There is no food. There's no gas stations open. I mean, they're only taking cash. I heard Tennessee's national. And so I'm about probably an hour from Tennessee. I'm right here in the heart of Asheville. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm filming everything to show you guys. Like, I'll have to, like, get back to my part of the state to show y'all what's really happening, like, to post it, because I have no service here. I'm actually surprised that I have service here. I'm about to use this dirty sponge to put makeup on my face. I just want to out myself. You got to do what you got to do. For real, though, it's horrible here, and I don't feel like they're telling you guys the truth about what's going on out here in Western North Carolina. I'm about to go volunteer at the Red Cross. I wanted to be able to buy provisions. I wanted to be able to fill the truck up with water, but I got out here, and you need to prepare 2 or 3 hours. If you're gonna have a 2-hour drive either which way, you need to prepare 2 or 3 hours and just go ahead and get water in your city, because there's no water available within hours of here. I need makeup. Oh, there it is. I think this is a little light for me, but it's okay. I'm just going to use what's in the bottle. I had to dump my other bottle. I have a halfway full bottle that we got together like 3 months ago, and I had to throw it away because it was so heavy. It was weighing me down this past weekend. I just don't want to look like a ragamuffin as I'm showing up.
Ragamuffin.
I want to look like, I don't want to scare people and children. I don't want to horrify women and children. If the church finds out that we can shapeshift, hold on. If the men find out that we can shapeshift, they're going to tell the church. If the men find out that we can shapeshift, they're going to tell the church. I got a really good night's rest. I took a shower at Planet Fitness. All right. It feels amazing out here, by the way. The weather has been chef's kiss.
Thought the weather like destroyed everything.
Oh, perfect. I'm making my own powder. So this is too white. And this is way too dark because this is a bronzer. So I'm mixing them to make it like a little powder. To just bring some life back to my face because I haven't been tanning. When I do that dermatology appointment soon, I can't have tan skin. So I'm going to have to go back to my pale state soon. Because I've got a dermatology appointment coming up soon. Maybe if it ever gets there. I feel like I've been waiting for forever. It's been so hard to find a dermatologist. There are not many around anymore. Definitely probably could use some water. I've got water for me, but I wanted to get more.
Ah, alright. Alright, Brooke. You don't need to see this. Well, there should be a transcript. This is from forever ago. Well done eating. When did you talk again? There's silence. It doesn't start off where the thing is.
Y'all hear the cops and the sirens and stuff?
There we go. There we go.
I mean, here's the thing. I wonder how many people passed away because they weren't secure somewhere. Like, they thought, oh, it's impossible for a tornado to come through here. Do y'all know how, like, crazy this is? This is so rare in this area. This does not happen in this area. This is, like, the first time it's ever happened. You know what I mean? It's historical. I think they said it was the first time in, like, centuries for this area to be hit.
Just take the makeup off of the fucking truck. Whoops. I don't have my thing on. I don't have my fucking... She took the makeup off the truck and put it on her face after blowing it away. Hold on. Right there.
Hit by a hurricane. But also parts of Georgia are underwater. Lots of places. South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. This has hit 5 states. 1 hurricane. Florida took out 5 places. So sad. But it's kind of cool that I was like right here and I can try to find work while I'm here. I can help with disaster relief and then make connections and hopefully find some work. You know, volunteering is a great way to get involved in your community and a great positive way to meet new people. Remember, people, places, and things are imperative when it comes to recovery. Now, I've been clean for 4 years, but I also know how to stay.
She put the description back in her channel. I was wrongfully convicted for crimes that didn't commit in 2016 and 2024. But her Cash App's still not in there. Interesting. She's been switching things up.
Clean, and this is why I'm telling you guys, this is how I've been able to stay clean, is meeting new people in positive ways in my community. You see what I'm saying? This is a great way to meet positive, great people. Volunteering gets you
Alan Gray
around new people that are out helping other people. I'm just glad that I'm in a good place and I'm able to come up here and do this. On the road again. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, for real, Tommy. What I mean, here's the thing. How many days are you going to wait to start sending people in? You would think that they would have helicopters out here, you know, making sure people aren't stuck on rooftops. Like, I've never even been involved in a recovery.
In a tornado?
Before, okay, mission, whatever you want to call it. But I can tell you right now, the
tornadoes like rip things apart. It's not like a flood. Is it a tornado or is it a hurricane?
first thing you need to do is get helicopters in the air to make sure that people are not stranded in areas that we cannot access right now. If we have roads that have washed away, we have bridges that have washed away, roads that have washed away, making it impossible to locate certain areas of the mountain. So you need to get helicopters in the sky to get eyes on the situation. You've got to
a hurricane, okay,
see what you've got going on in order to assess the situation, in order to start fixing it. I don't know what they're doing.
No, Brooke, that's why you gotta go there.
The locals are in action.
Show us what's going on.
The locals are in action. The locals are out here in action. So, and you see here, I'll show you. You see a lot of these trucks. You see a lot of these work trucks for the power. You see a lot of these work trucks like towing stuff. And
Brooke's like, I'll blend right in here. I have a truck.
Where'd he go? Oh, never mind. But I have not seen any kind of military vehicles or anything that's like, you know, those brown trucks that have like the canopy on them on the side and they'll be carrying stuff. I've seen none of those. And there's like, it's like that military light brown or whatever. Oh God, is this another creeper? There's some dude, hold on. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe he's looking for gas, but there's no gas.
Yeah, if it was a hurricane, that makes sense. I thought she said it was a tornado. Because she said tornado. That's the fucking trailer park tornado.
Gas, dude. Why are you parked so damn close to me? %. It's some old man. I don't know. Maybe he just needs gas. Well, there ain't none here, honey. Ain't none here. Yeah, he's looking at the pump. There ain't none, sweet pea. You ain't gonna be able to get none unless you have...
Many tornadoes?
That's why I cut the truck off. I'm trying to conserve my gas. Unless you have a card, cash, you're screwed. I've got food and stuff, though. I stopped and got me stuff, so I've got what I need. I've got enough girl dinners to last me maybe a week, if necessary. But they also have food centers, and they're starting to serve hot meals in certain places, but none of the restaurants are able to open because there's no power. So they can't do anything to feed these people.
Well, that's scary.
I'm not putting none of this on. We're going to keep it simple. Where did that go? I'm going to have to buff out that blush.
A hurricane was just like really strong wind and stuff. She's supposed to lose that truck?
Where's my gel? My
I don't
eyebrow
know.
gel.
Tomorrow she's going back to Florida. Unless she's just planning on staying in North Carolina till the actual court date.
I had my door open so I could breathe. It's hot if you close it. Alright, I think I got everything. Yep. Go ahead. Start with a few coats of everything.
I don't think there's any updates from Josh. Wait, let's go check. Oops.
Also, last night when I was at Planet Fitness, changed my location on my job apps so that I could start filling out applications here. And I actually, before 10 o'clock when they close, I was actually in 29 minutes. I was able to get 6 applications done for this area. Ain't that crazy? In 29 minutes, I got job applications done last night before the gym closed. I got there at like 9:05. And I noticed that they closed. I thought they were 24 hours, but they weren't. And I said, damn, I gotta hurry up. So I went in there, I took my shower, I used the bathroom, I took my shower, and then I started working on my feet. I had to lacerate my wounds.
Lacerate my wounds?
Lacerated my wounds, put Neosporin on them, wrapped my feet up, and jumped on my computer. Got that done and got out to the car to go find somewhere to park for the night. Ended up staying at a Walmart, I do believe. But of course, like clockwork, they were loud as hell. They were out there in the middle of the night doing construction. They were building something in a parking lot, which was crazy to me, but whatever. And they were loud as hell, always. I didn't have no earplugs, but I had my headphones, so I put those in, and I had like 3 or 4 blisters. Yeah, they were huge, you guys. I got one on the bottom ball of my foot. It hurts so bad. Now it feels better now that I cut it open.
She lacerated
and put numbing Neosporin. That's another thing. That medicine I got is 10 out of 10. It has numbing medication in it. I just want people to be able to look at me and know that I'm not, that I don't need help. I mean, I'm already homeless. Let's try to look like we're not. You know, I want people to look at me and know that I'm a volunteer, not a victim. You know what I mean? I don't want people running up to me like, ma'am, do you need help? Because I look so damn rough. I'm like, oh no, I wasn't in the flood. I just look like this every day.
So, like, what happens? Do they not let her volunteer? She's just, like, volunteering too hard? When does this switch to, I want to be a news reporter, or pretend to be a news reporter for this fucking news station? That probably isn't a good idea. You should never say you work for a news station if you don't work for them.
Hell, there was all these, like, utility trucks, and something I did notice is there's a lot of women up here working. So that's good. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable. I've literally never had an issue working in construction with pervy guys. Oh, I take that back. We were working at this church in Charlotte. It was a church. It was like a Catholic church, and they had 100-year-old walls in the church. They built the church in like the 1800s. This place was old, okay? And sorry. They wanted to remove the walls. They were building an addition to the church. They wanted to remove the 100-year-old wood walls and use it as walls for this overhang that they were building. It was like a walkway overhang so that when it rains you have an awning to walk under. They wanted to use that as the new, they wanted to rip out the walls and use it, tongue and groove the boards to put in as like a roof. I heard voices.
What do you mean you heard voices? She's hearing things. I don't even know. It cut out. So, like... that's spooky. We can't hear anything because...
As like a roof.
I didn't hear anything.
I heard voices.
Psychosis.
So, I'm working in this church. We're also ripping out these stairs.
What she's doing? I thought she was telling us a story about something. I don't even fucking know. Something about someone else renovating a church. She's saying she's gonna do this?
All different kinds of construction.
She's live. She's live. Okay. I was gonna go. But she's live.
Nobody
shaking her head.
Literally. Nobody. So peaceful. I'm kind of butthurt because I wanted to work out and I got in the gym and there was this guy in there and listen, I went in there on
Can't work out if there's a fucking guy in the gym.
like Monday or Tuesday and he was in there as well and he was like, I guess he's like a personal trainer. I say that lightly because he weighs like 500 pounds.
Her chat's on. Oh.
So, he was training a girl on Monday or Tuesday when I went in there and she was on the floor flopping like a fish. I am not exaggerating. She was face down in the middle, and y'all have seen this gym. It's tiny. You've seen the inside of this gym where I go and I box around with the mannequin. Y'all have seen this gym. It's tiny, right?
Don't turn off the chat. Don't video game gooners in there. Don't turn off the chat.
Oh, one of my
Brooke.
stalkers. Let me screenshot that for a lawsuit.
Oh, she screenshotted it.
Oh,
That's a
all y'all are
trophy for
stalkers.
her.
Wow. Can't even fucking like, and then people wonder why the comments are cut off. Y'all don't know how to be respectful. Why would I want to talk to people who are mean?
Are they cut off though?
Or perverts.
They're cut off. Live chat is disabled.
Ugh, it's exhausting meeting the same fucking carbon copies over and over and over and over. Anyways, so this guy is in there. It was Monday or Tuesday when I went to the gym. And I get in there, and y'all have seen the inside of this place. It's tiny. It's not like a Planet Fitness. It's not like a Bailey's or an LA Fitness. It's extremely small. A couple 100 square feet, okay? Tiny. So anyways, I get into the gym on Monday, and I noticed this guy who's like I would say 350 to 500 pounds. And so I was like, oh, great. He's probably in here trying to lose weight. No, he's not. He's a personal trainer. And he had this girl face down in the middle of the gym, the middle of the floor, where one would deadlift or do snatches, which is what I was trying to do.
Do Snapchats?
This girl's face down, literally flopping like a fish. She had her arms behind her, and she's like flopping like a fish. And I'm like, this, Jesus Christ. I can't escape it, you know? I cannot escape it everywhere I go.
What?
Everywhere I go.
Everyone's
It's
flopping like a
exhausting.
fish everywhere
Okay.
you go.
So I'm like, all right, let me do my hip thrust, blah, 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 blah. So I sat down to do my hip thrust, and I noticed that this guy who was training this girl all of a sudden decided that he was going to sit down about 4 feet away from my crotch. This is what he was doing. So I'm like, all right, weird. Stopped doing my hip thrust. I picked up something else, came back to my hip thrust, completed my 4 sets, and I got out of there. Well, then today, I scoped out the gym to make sure nobody else was in there, okay? I pay my money to use the gym, which is $4. I go to use the gym, and all of a sudden I look up, and there's that same fucking guy. This time, however, he has what appears to be a small child, the age of maybe 8 to 12, who he's going to personally train as the father. And it's crazy because I saw this father and son duo walk into the gym, and I was like, that's
So it's a father and son duo.
weird. This is for adults, but whatever. And all of a sudden I see the father sitting in the lobby, and then I see this guy who's a personal trainer with this child about to set up a weight bench. And I told the lady that I paid, I said, I'll come back later. First of all, listen, I let somebody train me one time, and they pulled something in my leg. And that was probably because they had no clue what they were doing. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that someone who has become morbidly obese, who does not have any physical activity themselves, probably shouldn't be training people in
Flop around like
physical
a fish?
activities.
They're just
Call me
flopping
crazy,
around.
but that'd be like you're about to fly a plane and you take advice from a surgeon. You know what I mean?
What?
You ain't never flown a plane before. But the surgeon's gonna tell you how to fly the plane.
The analogy. What are you talking about? What?
And that's all I got to say about that, folks.
Well, it doesn't make any sense, so okay. Let's just leave it there. She thinks she made a really good point.
So now
I have no idea what the fuck
I'm
she meant.
waiting out.
The personal trainer doesn't
I'm
know how to
waiting
lose weight.
out
It's like a
these
surgeon
gym people,
teaching
this gym
someone how to fly a fucking airplane. What?
You know what sucks is
French
that
tires.
that's the only place around this town they have to do things like that. You know, it's such a small community of people. There's literally no
wackiest shit with
parks
such
here. There's
confidence.
one park. It's across town, and you guys have been there with me. It consists of a playground and a little walking track. That's it. That's it. Sad. No, I mean, and
That was a
everybody,
Forrest
I wonder if I can
Forrest
find a
Gump quote.
statistic. Hold on, hold that thought. I wonder what the obesity rate in Stokes County is. What's the obesity rate in Stokes County, North Carolina?
It's important. We need to know.
It says 33%. I do not believe that. If you come out here and take a fucking gander, it'd blow your mind. You stand out if you're not obese in this county. It's that bad. It's that bad. Everywhere you go. Where did I go this morning? Hold on, let me think. Where did I go in this morning? And there was a bunch of women, and one of them helped me.
They were all flopping around like fish too.
Oh, the pharmacy. Yeah. So I went to Walmart's pharmacy to check out because the front lines were busy. And at the pharmacy, I noticed that every woman in there was over 250 pounds. I'm not exaggerating. I used to weigh over 200, so I know what 250 on a 5'4", 5'5" woman looks like. These women were every bit of 250 to 300 pounds each, and they worked in the pharmacy here in Madison. There was 6 or 7 of them. You go into businesses, gas stations, restaurants, and everyone is obese. They're not overweight, they're obese in this county. So I don't believe that for a minute. That number was from 2022. They lie about numbers all the time. General census, all you got to do is walk around town and pay attention.
I love how she'll agree with statistics when it fits her narrative, but she'll argue with them when it doesn't, and she'll argue with the fucking weatherman, and then she'll be like, yep, fucking 4:30. I told you guys it's gonna rain. Right again. I don't know. Brooke is wacky.
Attention, the library. Every person that works in that library is over 200 pounds. It's sad. The reason that these things are happening.
So if they were attractive, their points would be more valid, huh?
Is because there's nothing for these people to flip and do here. There's not even sidewalks for them to walk through town if they want to. It's called anti-homelessness infrastructure. Because they do not want homeless people here, they do not build accommodations for anyone.
And that's why people are fat?
Instead of addressing the problem and fixing it, they just shove it under a rug. And in the crosshairs, the community is getting larger and larger and larger, with more people out here dying and more people having health problems every single day. They're making money off of that, of course. There's a hospital here in the Novant Health, and don't get me started. There's no sidewalks, there's no parks, there's no outdoor activities. This is the flippin' mountains. It is gorgeous. Take a gander at how pretty it is out there. And you can't even go enjoy it because there's nothing to do here. And everybody that you see is obese. Not overweight, obese. It's a huge difference. That's when they start having health problems, no mobility, depression. Speaking of depression, that's something that I want to talk about today. I want to talk about major depression disorder. Because I tell you guys that sunshine and weather and getting outside and drinking water and eating a healthy diet will help with these things. Unfortunately, major depressive disorder is one of those things that you're going to need multiple lines of treatment to fully succeed and make it through daily struggles with this disorder. Of course, exercise, diet, and sunshine will help with this disorder majorly. But I was learning about it sometime earlier in the week. Give me 1 second, because I only have like 50,000 screenshots. The reason I want to talk about this is because this is a disorder that you know how I'm always talking about the importance of mental health medication and therapy. Major depressive disorder is one of those things that you would have to have an ongoing treatment plan with medication and therapy to succeed and have the best results to recover from this depression disorder. A lot of these mental health disorders, borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, major depression disorder, all of these disorders are so severe that there should be multiple lanes of care at the same time. So we would want to implement medication and therapy and a treatment plan, and potentially even involve family to assist with this treatment plan.
Is this for the fat people or the homeless people or the fat homeless people, or is this just a whole separate thought like we just moved on? I don't even know how we segued into this.
These people need assistance, and specifically from their family. They need assistance from their family. I think a lot of these mental health disorders are completely overlooked by family. If you're suffering with something like this, a lot of people go through it alone. The family is unaware that they need to be involved in helping the patient. And if you love your family, and you want the best outcome and you have their best interest at heart, I feel like you would want to be more understanding to this mental health disorder and how your actions impact it. Yeah, so I guess I'll do the gym later. It's okay. Since the heat's been so hot, my schedule has gotten a little different.
Yeah, it's the heat that's done that.
So major depressive disorder, MDD, also known as clinical depression, is a serious mental health issue characterized by persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, and significant impairment in daily functioning. And it goes beyond that. This type of depression starts to snowball. So it starts as a sadness. You become uninterested in your daily activities, your hobbies, people that you love, people that you did stuff with. All of a sudden, you don't want to socialize with them. Then you start to isolate in your home or your bedroom. Anything that you think about doing, all of a sudden, you have no interest in doing it. Say you used to love to rock climb. All of a sudden, that doesn't excite you anymore. Say you used to love to cook. All of a sudden, you have no interest in food. This snowballs into isolation. Then the patient may stop taking care of themselves. They won't shower. They're not eating on a regular basis. That makes this depression even worse, because then they feel bad about themselves, their appearance on the outside, the lack of hygienic care that they've been given to themselves, and so that makes them isolate even more. Once again, this is a snowball thing. All of these things like go in circles. The cycle of like self-abuse from the depression goes in circles, right? For people that live out of cars,
psychologist
that
Brooke
suffer
now.
from this disorder, and a traumatic event can send someone into major depressive disorder. And it actually stems, a lot of people that have this, it stems from childhood trauma. And we'll get into that in a minute. But
Oh wait, why
let's
are we
say
doing
that
that? No.
you were kicked out of your home and then you had to move into a car, and there's no restrooms out here in the middle of the night. And this is a real scenario. I've seen girls and guys on TikTok and YouTube that live out of their car, and they showcase that they keep a jug to urinate in. If you have major depressive disorder and you're doing that, you're not going to stay on top of being tidy, taking care of your laundry, cleaning your body, and then you're going to start to smell. If you're storing things like that in your
It's because me and Brooke are in cahoots, Speedy. You have to come here to chat.
car, everything in your car will start to smell, and then that snowballs into another cycle of isolation, and that can cause a lot of problems for homeless people. If they become homeless and they're suffering from some sort of depression. And you'll see these people in the community, and they often do stink. They often do look crazy. They often act crazy. They've literally lost their minds, and they're in such a depression. And a lot of these people also have PTSD from trauma. It's a dangerous cycle. It goes beyond, in my opinion, just feeling sadness. I love that that's how Google describes it. You know, they're leftist. You would think that they would have more empathy and break this down a little better. It goes farther than simply being sad. This impacts your mental health on a level that you simply cannot take care of yourself. You cannot take care of others, and you cannot commit to taking care of your daily task in life, and your mind and your body completely shut down. And it's impossible to pull yourself out of this state of depression. This is a really sad place for people to be in, and there's so many people in this place, even that are not homeless, but we see this a lot in people that do become homeless, because the impact of living on the street and or in a
Stop. No, don't die. Don't overheat, phone. Don't do that. Charlie Brown's teacher. It's not even like what she's saying is inaccurate right now. I actually kind of zoned out actually, but I don't know why she's talking about this stuff. It seems crazy. We're spinning. Da, 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 da. No word from Josh. How much is this makeup?
Construction
fucking gonna be?
people. This eyebrow is so messed up. There's all kinds of construction people working from HVAC to off a bridge. There's all kinds of. You know, I wonder how many years I'm gonna have to do this before I can like have an actual studio.
Maybe
I
a
just know
studio.
my studio's gonna be nice. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to put a fan on you. It's so hot outside that the phone is Apple when it gets hot. I try so
You guys can redact your messages. It's okay.
hard. How do you want to cry? It makes me so frustrated. So these people that have major depressive disorder, it's more than simply being sad.
Who said I was gonna get in legal trouble? I haven't been paying close attention to chat.
So MDD is believed to be caused by a combination of biological and genetic factors, also environmental and psychosocial factors. Some potential include family history of depression, traumatic or stressful life events, certain medical conditions, substance abuse, and women are diagnosed with depression more than men, but men also experience depression sometimes with less obvious symptoms.
You just stream at night. This would be a good white noise machine.
So it literally says MDD is treatable with the right support and treatment. Most people can recover. The issue is most people that have things like this, the other people in their social circles do not take these mental health illnesses for real, and they're not coached on how to deal with these mental health
You guys want the song and the wind at the same time?
issues. And for the best possible result, we would want the patient to have a support group that helps them through these times. And also holds them accountable. You know, if you're living at home with mom and daddy know that you have major depressive disorder, mom and daddy can do their due diligence to come in and get you out of bed and put sunshine in your face and motivate you to get up and take action, because as you're going to see in a minute, that's what you need. That's what you need. Sunshine. Sunshine. Lots of it. You need to bask in it. So this is also called clinical depression. This is what
Up at 6 a.m. Oh no, what the fuck? 3 a.m.
we call it, is clinical depression, major depressive disorder. And it completely impairs daily life.
A new simp that comments under shorts.
Oh my god, I forgot I even read that. So apparently people that have major depressive disorder, clinical depression, their life expectancy is 10 to 25 years less.
Hair looks like a lion's mane, a Farrah Fawcett mishap. Bronzer thick as armor, candy corn, leather skin from the sun. I shop at Dollar General, baby, collecting shit I don't need is so fun. Got my electrolytes, baby wipes, and Fabuloso stash, scored water razors and a Slim Jim, all for $12. Pretty girls always win. Cops keep asking what I'm doing around here, but I know they're sent by the haters that sneer. I cross my arms, disappointed and steer with my knee, ran about big farm and conspiracies on 5G. Fast food rappers sitting on the dash, changing vape pods while I avoid a crash. I got no money to pay my card that's due, then I cry. I'm starving with a half-eaten burger in view. Fueled by pop eyes and Bohang Ulis, she'll school you hard with a greasy smirk. Sights the onion while she goes berserk. Sees a flash in the sky, look, it's a miracle. No, you dummy, it's just a SpaceX fumble. Talks about science, the war, and society. Smarter than everyone, but says library. Rants about crime she never did commit. Brags about the one she did, can't quit. Her 2 kids taken by CPS and she's a 3-time felon.
Why is my internet fucking up now?
Doing the right thing will never quite click in that melon. Trash talks the LGBTQ community and illegal immigrants. They're stealing all the jobs, y'all, that's why I can't get hired. Then blocks everyone in her chat for trying to inspire. Old man Randy co-signed my Chevrolet. Now I call him my kidnapper every other day. Say he's stalking me while I hang in his yard, telling all of you tubies and abusive fucktard. Perverts and stalkers better watch your backs, cause I'll hunt you down. I got a knife for you, Jack. Y'all don't understand, they're all out to get me. Alley Financial won't stop harassing. Internet trolls won't wanna fuck me. Y'all are jealous, I'm a pretty girl. Listen, I'm the only honest creator on YouTube. I did not stab those bitches. They're liars. Liars! Liars! Randy's a monster, the cops are my stalkers. I got no money, but I'm doing better than y'all. I'm done, you ain't taking me down. Like, subscribe, donate to my Cash App now. Pray for me, cause I need it. She's forgiven, not fluent. Mess her every word still sounds truant. I'm the Dollar General debutante. No pets, no friends, just me and my vape. Preaching gospel and causing chaos on my live stream from my Chevy tailgate.
Yeah, DJ Alien Hippie. Oh, yeah, I gotta unmute her. Gonna be a lot of wind again.
Boy, those are clear signs to go from a switch like that. That is a clear sign of clinical depression. You know, people don't put in time and effort for 30 years and then all of a sudden wake up one day and just decide that they're not going to give a shit about how they look.
There's DJ Alien Hippie. So if that's how you spell their name. If you search that in the YouTube, Dollar Store, Dollar General Debutante, you'll see it.
The symptoms must cause clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of function and cannot be attributed to any other medical condition. So for instance, let's say that you are a school teacher and all of a sudden one day you wake up and you can't get out of bed and you're calling into work and then you're laid off. That's how clinical depression could get you fired or laid off or you quit. It's affecting your job to the point that now you don't have a job. Also, it says impairment in social. So let's say that all of a sudden you wake up and you want to divorce your husband of 30 years and you can't seem to pull yourself out the living room and out the bonbon box. That's not normal. You know, the clinical depression would affect your relationship with your children, your husband or your wife. It would impact your social relationships to a point that you're isolating away from people. You're running away from them and you're giving them excuses and you're not showing up like you used to show up for people. This is a severe mental health disorder, and a lot of these people that end up with clinical depression, some of them occasionally end up with things such as agoraphobia, where they've isolated so long and they haven't been properly diagnosed with clinical depression that now they have a whole new psychological issue where they're actually and factually scared of society to the point that they never leave the home. That's what agoraphobia is, and I had an aunt that suffered with that, and I do believe that clinical depression was closely related to why she developed that phobia, because she was never properly diagnosed with either one. So she was terrified of the outside world, would not go to the grocery store, would not drive, would not see people. If the mailman knocked on the door, she wasn't answering it. It's sad. My family was notorious for not seeking out mental health services. They always,
You don't say.
that it was a stigma, and I think that it still is. A lot of people are ashamed of the fact that they may suffer with anxiety or depression and stuff like that, and you should not be ashamed. We have all, first of all, in my opinion, it ain't even our faults. It's in the food, it's in the way that we were raised, it's in the way that we were brought up, it's environmental reasons why a lot of us have these problems. Sure, genetics can play a role, and we're going to get into that with clinical depression, but in my opinion, it ain't even half of our faults. How do we have control over how our parents raised us? That's why I talk about these things, though, because there is a solution to these problems, and if we talk about them, we can figure it out together. Call me. If you can't figure it out, call me back.
Depression's in the food. That's right, my pit.
Hilarious. So let's see here. Symptoms. At least 5 of the following symptoms must be present during the same 2-week period, representing a change from previous functioning. Depressed mood. This can be reported by the individual feeling sad, empty, hopeless, or observed by others appearing tearful. In children and adolescents, this may present in irritable moods. Diminished interest or pleasure, loss of interest or pleasure in activities that were previously enjoyable, significant weight loss, or weight gain. We typically see weight gain, but I'm the opposite. I talk about this all the time. When I'm under stress, when I'm depressed, I can't eat. I have the opposite problem. A lot of people stress eat. They eat their emotions. Loss of interest in, a change of more than 5% of body weight in a month, or a decrease or increase in appetite. Insomnia or hyperinsomnia. So this is difficulty sleeping or sleeping too much. So this psychomotor agitation or retardation. This is observable by others, not just subjective feelings of restlessness or slowness, fatigue or loss of energy, feeling tired or lacking energy nearly every day, feeling worthless or excessive guilt, including delusional guilt. So some of these patients feel guilty about stuff that's not even their fault. Diminished ability to think or concentrate, difficulty thinking, concentrating or making decisions, and reoccurrent thoughts of death, including suicidal ideation, plans, or attempts. These symptoms must represent a change from previous functioning and must cause clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of function. Exclusion of other conditions. These symptoms
Band's gonna put me to sleep.
must not be better explained by another medical condition, substance use, or another mental disorder, such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, to qualify as major depressive disorder. So this is from the DSM-5. This is how the doctors I'm sorry, y'all, my brain today. This is how the doctors would diagnose a patient with major depressive disorder. The DSM-5 also includes specifiers to further describe the depression, such as atypical features, anxious distress, or psychotic features. If the symptoms of depression are present for a longer duration, at least 2 years in adults, and meet the other criteria, it may be diagnosed as persistent depressive disorder. Damn. Alright, let's talk about how to treat it. And how many people have this? Hold on one second. I know I go off on side quests, I can't help it. How many people in the USA has LBD? 21 million adults, which represents about 8.3% of the population. I do think that these mental health conditions are overdiagnosed nowadays, but I do also think at the same time we have a lot of people out here psychologically struggling. I'm one of them, honey. I just went through a bout of depression for the past 3 days. I don't even want to talk about it. One of them days I didn't even shower. If I'm being honest, like, I don't think that I have major depressive disorder, but I do think that my other mental health disorders, such as CPTSD and my PMDD, I do think that when things impact me emotionally and psychologically, it throws me into a state of depression, and it is probably from my CPTSD, because that's a trigger. Being hurt, emotionally is a trigger. So, I mean, for most people. But for my CPMDD specifically, and it throws me into a small state of depression where I'm just kind of like, what is life? Why am I here? You know, you really feel like it's hell on earth sometimes. So let's talk about how to treat it, because clearly a lot of people, and the prevalence is much higher among women, and in my opinion that's probably because, no offense, but women are more emotional creatures as opposed to men. Men are more rational, logical, I don't know what the word is, methodical. They're just more leveled out. Women, we run on emotion. It's just who we are. We're emotional creatures, and in my opinion, this is probably why there's the prevalence among women are higher, with 10.3% of females affected to only 6.2% of men. I think that men are taught to be strong. They're taught to hide their emotion. Mental health problems, what's that? We don't have those. And you know, it's kind of sad because men are overlooked when it comes to mental health problems, in my opinion. It's just, men need a safe space too. They deserve to be heard too. So men are not going to report these mental health problems as much as women, so that's some explanation for why the men's number is, you know, almost 4% lower than women's, because there's a stigma behind men admitting that they're struggling, because society puts so much on them to be strong, and they are.
DoorDash did show
They
up.
absolutely are, but
It was
you
a
know,
glorious time yesterday.
so let's talk about how to treat. How is depression treated? Clinical depression,
I was
medication.
hangry.
And I said this earlier. We would want to see medication in unison with therapy. I personally, I'm not a clinical, but if I were, I would not be prescribing medication without A, active therapy, and B, a treatment plan. We see so many people nowadays getting prescribed medication without either one of those last two things intact. It's like every 6 months they're changing medication. And I don't think people realize that, you know, humans are being used as guinea pigs. They have been. I was one of those children. I think that the medication
It took
started
2 hours.
somewhere
It
between
took 2
4 and
hours,
6.
but it did show up.
And so it's not good. It's not good. These people are not getting proper treatment when they're not receiving the therapy and the treatment plan, in my opinion. So medication, antidepressants, which is SSRIs, we've talked a little bit about those. I still don't know how I completely feel about those, because I was on those as a small child as well. But they're called selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. And this type of antidepressant increases the serotonin levels in the brain. You know what else increases serotonin levels in the brain? Exercise, a better diet, getting
Unless you said
outside,
drugs.
being in sunshine.
Drugs.
I'm not saying that people don't need these drugs. And matter of fact, clinical depression is something that they absolutely might need these kind of drugs. So I'm just saying that I feel like therapists and clinicians should be telling people, sure, we're going to give you medicine. We have a treatment plan. But also, we need you to do this side quest and get outside and go hike a mountain, or get outside and go to the park, you know, but they don't do that. They want patients fully reliant on them for help. And, you know, I've talked about this before. I've known people that had to get back surgeries when they simply needed to stretch. It's crazy. So antidepressants work by affecting the brain chemicals. Know that it takes 4 to 8 weeks for these medications to have full effect. Well, isn't that funny? Because we've talked about these drugs in the past and how quickly they put children on them and switch children to a different medication in less than 4 to 8 weeks. But this article says that it takes 4 to 8 weeks for some of these antidepressants work. So what is the point of giving a child an antidepressant or an adult for 2 weeks and then switching it to a different one, when we in fact know that it could take 2 months for this medication to work properly? These medical professionals, in my opinion, they do not give the patients enough time to see if the medication even works.
I pull myself.
So it says it takes 4 to 8 weeks for the medication to have full effect. And every medication is going to be different. Some medications, it can take 6 months to see the full effect. Keep taking the medication, even if it doesn't seem to be working at first. Never stop taking your medication or change your dose without first talking to your healthcare provider. That's another like red flag we need to talk about, because a lot of these healthcare providers, they are not properly informing patients of the long-term side effects of these medications, and some of these medications have long-term side effects when trying to come off of them. Hold on one second. Yes, so when coming off of SSRIs, you may experience withdrawal symptoms known as the SSRI discontinuation syndrome. Common symptoms include flu-like reactions and physical symptoms. This can cause headaches, gastrointestinal issues, distress, faintness, and symptoms may start within a few hours to days after stopping the medication. Anxiety, irritability, mood swings are also common. Cold sweats, nausea, vomiting, constipation. They go through absolute hell. And most of these patients, in my opinion, are not even informed by their provider when they are prescribed medication of the withdrawal symptoms. That is very concerning for me, and also that's medical malpractice in my opinion. Symptoms can last for a few days to several weeks depending on the individual and the medication's half-life. It's important to consult with a healthcare provider before stopping an SSRI, and they can help to manage withdrawal symptoms effectively. Yeah. Some people are going to need these medications. A lot of people don't need them. That's not for me to decide. That's for a clinician or a clinical to decide. But I just want to be clear that this is why I have a problem with Big Pharma and medical providers, because I've had so many friends of mine and family and children. I've dated people that had children that were on some of these drugs, and it was concerning how often they switch these drugs for a 14, 15, 16-year-old child. And I myself was a victim of Big Pharma, and I was a guinea pig for the state. And I just want to talk about these things and be clear. This is nothing to be...
She was a guinea pig for the state? How? In what sense? I don't think so.
Ashamed about.
Has she ever told us that?
As far as having clinical depression, and I think that people should get in contact with help if they feel like they have clinical depression. But also I want people to know the dangers of Big Pharma and these mental health services. You cannot cold turkey these medications. It can cause you a lot of psychological and physical problems if you just decide to stop taking these medications, so never do that. Some people have to switch to medicines or add medications to get the proper results. Work closely with your healthcare provider to find a treatment that works for you. So medicine would be the first plan of action when it comes to treating clinical depression, and then therapy is the most often cognitive behavioral or interpersonal therapy. It focuses on changing the distorted views you have of yourself and your situation. It also works to improve relationships and identify and manage stressors in your life. This is also a great way for someone to help you work through your treatment plan. If you have family that is not trying to help you, your therapist will. And they will also hold you accountable. When you're sitting there saying, oh, my life is so bad, everything's falling apart, I'm a piece of shit, nobody loves me, your therapist is going to be in your ear saying, oh, no, that's not true, you got a great husband, girl, you got 2 kids that love you, you have every reason to live. So this is why therapy is important, you know, but they'll also hold you accountable, like I said, and
the fucking fan's on the phone. I can't overheat.
Keep you on track. But that part is often skipped nowadays. Medications are given without therapy and a plan. So another, and I don't know how I feel about this, we might have to look this up because I don't know what this is, if I'm being honest. This is some kind of a electroconvulsive therapy. It's ECT. Let's see what this is. Electroconvulsive therapy is a procedure that uses a mild electrical current to cause a brief seizure.
What? Doesn't sound good.
I don't know how we make it so far and then we take so many steps back. I'm sorry, do what? It is used to treat severe mental health conditions. conditions, including depression and schizophrenia. The ECT is done under general anesthesia and has been shown to help people who don't respond to medication or talk therapy. Listen, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like that's stretching the boundaries of something. It produces an electrical currents to cause a brief seizure in the brain.
What? They'll just tase him?
So, you know, you want to hear something crazy? Cleveland Clinic, back in May of this year, is promoting this sort of therapy now. Listen, I will have to do some search on this and some research to see what the flip this is. But, call me crazy. My first initial thought is how crazy is it that we're sending electrical currents through the brain to cause a damn seizure when we know that seizures can cause deaths? I just think sometimes medical professionals are out here playing God a little too much. Like, you'll be asleep and won't feel it. Look, they're trying to sell me on it. They're trying to get me to come get a fucking lobotomy. I'm sorry. A flipping lobotomy. I'm sorry. They're trying to sell me on it. So this is through Cleveland Clinic. Find a doctor, locations and directions, patients and visitors. They're trying to sell me a lobotomy.
What is a lobotomy?
An ECT. You'll be
Seizure
asleep.
is not a
You won't
lobotomy.
feel any pain or discomfort. I'm sure that's what they told the people that they gave lobotomies to, too. This treatment effectively treats severe mental health conditions, including depression, schizophrenia, and more. It's safe, low risk. Electrical convulsion therapy is a procedure that uses a small electrical stimulus to cause a brief, controlled seizure. Are you for real right now? Listen, I am not down with this. I'm not down with none of this. This sounds like torture. It's a medical treatment for mental health conditions that don't respond well to medications or other treatments.
I read that sentence like 4 times. Read a different
All
sentence
I heard
about
was,
this.
you're too damaged to fix, be our guinea pig.
Lobotomy's totally
It
different.
involves applying electrical currents into the brain in a controlled seizure. You sure about that? You sure about that? It is the most effective treatment for for clinical depression. Hold the phone. What is the best treatment for severe depression?
According to AAFP, second-generation antidepressants, including selective serotonin.
You ain't no help. So that did not come up. This hospital, that's the Cleveland Clinic, that's trying to sell me this seizure. They said that this is the most effective treatment. However, when I look into it, it says that medication and therapy are the designed best treatment. So these people need to be in jail for lying and trying to sell me a procedure that might leave me, I don't know, severely retarded. Call me crazy, but I don't think we I think that maybe you should just go stand in a thunderstorm and see if you get hit by lightning. I mean, it's the same effect. It's crazy. So it says that the conditions that they can treat with this electroshock shit is bipolar disorder, catatonia, major depressive disorder, mania, schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia. In my opinion, they just gonna mess you up even more. Oh wow, they do this to pregnant and breastfeeding women. You may be a candidate if you have a serious mental health condition and are pregnant or breastfeeding, didn't respond well to antidepressants or other medication, have symptoms that prevent you from eating or completing your daily routine. Mine's from stress, but still. Electrodes, a small
Summer solstice
electrical current
today?
will trigger the seizure. It usually last 60
Summer solstice today. I don't know what that means, but that's what the weather app says.
to 30 to 60 seconds. ECT isn't a one-time treatment. Instead, it's a course of treatments. You may need it 2 or 3 times a week. The total number of treatments depends on your condition and how ECT is done and how well you respond. The risk, the common side effects of ECT include headache, muscle aches, nausea, and blood pressure being risen. Rare or serious side effects include memory loss, heart rhythm problems, and death. How did we end up here? No, absolutely not. Do not recommend. 0 out of 50 stars, 0. I don't know about that, homie.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't like the sounds of it either, to be honest. The fucking... They electrocute your brain, make it have a seizure? Just a brain seizure?
I don't know about that. Yeah, so we want to see medication and therapy. Because that's the alternative. And listen. So let's talk about why people end up with major depressive disorder, clinical depression. There's a multitude of reasons. Everybody that has it has different reasons how they got it. And clearly, with 21 million Americans having it, God, that puts things into perspective for me. It really does. So, depression, also known as major depressive disorder, is a mental health condition. Let's see here. Genetic factors. Family history of depression suggests the genetic component, with researchers estimating that genetics contribute to around 40 to 50% of the causes of major depressive disorder. So, like, let's say
Catching up.
your great-grandfather was super depressive and he took his own life. He was a raging alcoholic that took his own life. His depression could genetically be passed to me. It might skip a generation, like blue eyes or red hair, and it might fall on me. Or maybe my mother was depressed, my grandmother, you know. Maybe one of them had a disorder, like bipolar disorder, and so there's a family history of it. It says that 40 to 50% of the cases are genetic. So if you know that you have a family member that was depressed and then you hit your 30s and all of a sudden you become depressed, you're going to have to work twice as hard. I guess it's a good thing that maybe you have like some genetic factors so that you can pick up on it sooner, but you'll just have to work harder at diet, exercise, medication, therapy, and do your due diligence. I guess actually having genetic factors and a family history of it might help you out. So also brain chemistry can cause clinical depression. Imbalances in neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, which plays a crucial role in mood regulation, sleep, appetite, are thought to contribute to depression. So a lot of people don't produce.
Yeah, I gotta go smoke, or else I'm gonna fall asleep.
The levels of dopamine, serotonin, and all of these happy chemicals in the brain, and that causes MDD. But also things to help to produce dopamine, serotonin, and the happy chemicals in the brain is to eat a healthier diet. Most of our, what was it, like 40-50% of our, I think it's dopamine, is actually created in the gut.
Electroshock therapy
So the healthier and more whole food diet that you eat, the better results at producing that dopamine that is going to go to the brain to make you happy. If you're eating nothing but processed crap, your body can't even function like it's supposed to be functioning, and it's also not getting the aminos, the macros, the healthy fats, what it needs to produce these chemicals for the brain. And so diet plays a huge part, in my opinion, in depression, and diet can help with depression. Hormonal changes, particularly during reproductive years, pregnancy or menopause, and those related to stress, and the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. It can can also affect mood and contribute to depression. The neuroendocrine disruptions, the HPA axis, which regulates stress responses, may be dysregulated in individuals with depression, potentially leading to elevated cortisol levels, and that's your stress chemical. Inflammation in the brain and body can also play a huge role in depression, with chronic stressors and prolonged inflammatory responses potentially contributing to the development. Neuropathology, depression can be linked to changes in the brain structure and function, including reduced neuroplasticity, impaired neurocircuitry, and decreased production of neurons in the hippocampus. But there are also indeed biological factors that can contribute to your depression. In my opinion, unhealed trauma can lead, in my experience, unhealed trauma can lead to depression. Things that you haven't dealt with, things that you haven't addressed psychologically, things that maybe have happened to you, things that you went through, things that you witnessed. In my opinion, not dealing with those things and getting to a certain age, maybe your 30s, and seeing things a little bit different than you did in your 20s, it can bring on a bout of depression. There are indeed biological factors that can contribute to your depression, but there are several other potential causes too. There may be things in your past that you don't even associate with your symptoms. One major factor that can contribute to depression is experiencing childhood trauma. Several studies have revealed a strong link between childhood trauma and depression. Of course, if you experience childhood trauma, that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll develop adult depression. However, because trauma and depression are so closely linked, experts agree that you may be at a higher risk if you experience trauma. Whether or not you remember your childhood trauma, or if you've chosen to block it out of your mind, your body still remembers. To truly heal, you must partner with a qualified medical health professional to discover the root causes of your depression. While working with your clinician, you may uncover some causes of depression from childhood trauma. Childhood trauma comes in many different forms. There may be events in your past that you've shrugged off as unfortunate, when in reality they were traumatic. Some examples include witnessing or experiencing domestic violence, sudden or violent loss of a loved one, physical assault, sexual assault, neglect, psychological abuse, physical abuse, bullying, serious accidents, life-threatening illnesses, and community violence. And also, I just want to say that screaming and yelling and installing fear into a child, studies have shown that actually changes the child's development, their brain chemistry. It stunts their growth psychologically. So that is a form of abuse, because it impacts their mental health, their frontal cortex. So even something as simple as getting berated, put down. Your parents used to say, oh, I wish I would have never had you, or oh, I should kill you, I brought you in this world, I should take you out. And it was a daily reoccurring thing where you were getting shouted at, cussed at, belittled. That's abuse. Unfortunately, childhood trauma is more common than you may think. According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, over 2/3 of children report at least one traumatic event by the time they turn 16. The link between childhood trauma and depression is complex, but the bottom line is, although it's not a certainty if you experience trauma that you're, but the bottom line is although it's not a certainty if you experience childhood trauma, you're more likely to develop depression later in life. So biologically, childhood trauma has been linked to changes in stress hormone systems that impact your body's ability to handle stress. Biological changes like this can contribute to your risk of developing depression. Cognitively, experiencing trauma in your childhood could play a part in your developing negative cognitive patterns such as guilt, self-blame, and feeling worthless, such as profound cognitive changes can contribute to your depression. That also explains why people turn to drugs, in my opinion, why substance abuse becomes a problem in a lot of these people's lives. Socially, childhood trauma and depression are also linked because if you experience trauma, you may have trouble forming healthy relationships or...
Alright, I can't do the fan anymore. I've been going too long anyways. So I'll be back. If she does anything, we can recap it, but it's just gonna talk about depression, apparently. I don't know. And medication and stuff and treatment. Weird. It's weird. I don't know what brought this on versus mine. But yeah, I'll be back sometime today. So I'll see you guys later. And I hope you guys are having a good Friday. Bye 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 bye.